Alright. Alright. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Dope. Alright, how did my last video do? Only 9 views. Ooh, rough. I mean, it did come out 3 hours ago, so. Oh well. Surprising. Gaming Gladiators won the vote. How's it going? Other person? I'm not sure what happened. I wasn't paying attention. So like, he had so much pressure I couldn't score it. Well, LCG. I started talking to this chat, so the stream doesn't seem dead. Alright, Power versus Liquid is next. Move this one be a little bit closer. Alright. Cause okay. Well, Gaming Gladiators are going home. Fortnite. Dope. Dope. Bro, let's go Falcons. 'There's so many. 11 views, bro. It's not going up. Oh, 321 views though. Not bad. So sad. Oh, what? Okay. Okay. What's up, viewer? How's it going? How's it going? I hope it's great. We're watching day two, Power versus Liquid game two, or series two to be honest, of the day. Where's Oh, my #1 fan? Wait, is there no audio again? You're right. No desktop audio. Oh my god, bro. I'm scuffed up, bro.
You know, that Pyro roster not able to take a game
This
off
is
phase. You did
scuffed, bro. No
same
wonder
scoreline
everyone's leaving. They
to,
can't hear the audio.
Falcons that Liquid did.
I forgot I recorded that. Oh, this is not going great.
They are holding on, and this is a great chance for them to get the ball rolling. In fact, there's a bit of pressure on Oski there. Torsal's able to keep the ball alive, but
it's okay though.
in the
We
area,
fixed it.
third man not able to follow up.
We know how quick Liquid can be. A Chronic started off
It's
yesterday
okay.
incredibly well. He looks to do the same this time around. Turtle, a Chronic for me, for as mechanical as two teammates have been, has been the difference maker for Liquid this tournament.
Yeah, and that was a lot of mechanics behind the ball, but then outside of it, we saw Oski going for the mid-aerial bump play, and he ended up taking out the goalkeeper, making it that much easier to find the first goal for Team Liquid. And we can expect a lot of physical plays, a lot of damage, at least with mechanics, but the question is, how do Power respond?
They've got to really go for it here. You don't have a chance against Liquid unless you really fight for that midfield. We saw Falcons able to even out the speed disadvantage they started off the series against Liquid with, and since then they were able to take control. So, you know, it's finding the balance between matching Liquid's speed without pushing yourself to the point where mechanical inconsistencies start to become a real problem.
Power as well, it's very much about just trying to find that balance, because we saw Liquid, once things started to go wrong for them yesterday, they struggled to put it back together. Oski taps it down. What a play! Team Liquid 2.
Oski. We've just been talking about him all game one, and he's going off the ceiling to get the drop down pass to a Chronic, the dynamic duo, just making waves on offense.
That was brilliant play. Loving what I'm seeing in the top left, by the way, these little icons who managed to get inside their names up there. That's great to see. Chronic has been the star, though, as he's indicating.
What a start for Liquid.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They got one of these yesterday as well. They were 4-0 up on Falcons, or maybe I think it was 4-1 in fact, but it's about keeping this level. They did start to show inconsistency since Tubble reset attempted by Atto there. Mechanics are never a question as Oski completely dusts his man to the ball. Not having any problems with Power so far.
For Team Liquid, they have been that team for the longest time now where they might just run over you. But if you can get them to slow down, get a loss next to them, they're a team that have struggled to adapt. The big thing here for Power is getting themselves into a position where that is a problem, and this might help. Torsal's shot doesn't need any help. Make sure he finds the target.
And let's see how Liquid are going to handle this one, because that was not ideal. We saw a double commit from two of their defenders, and a clean beat by Power called to Express there. It's in. Just don't try and steal that one, man. It's already in. One goal game. Power able to find something with a Liquid mistake in defense.
And that's exactly what you were talking about, Johnny, was keeping the consistency. I mean, in game one, the beginning looked great, but of course you start to struggle a bit on defense, and things start to get shaky. A double commit, not ideal, and of course not something you want to see. A minute and 31 seconds left. Power, they might just have a chance.
They need it as well. They need it for their world's spot. They are fighting for themselves here. If they lose this, they need Pioneers to lose as well later on today. Otherwise, Power will not be going to the World Championship. They'd much rather get it done here, not have to wait
that was cheeky.
Their region to lose as well later on today. Nice little recovery there by Amphis. Looks like he was bumped off the play, but managed to get back onto it with a very smooth move.
1 minute left now. It is up to Power to make something happen. They keep going for those infield passes. Yeah, it looks like Team Liquid have now caught sight of it. They've been dealing with that reasonably well.
Hold on.
Now Express, nothing on that. Oski gets wiped out for his troubles. I like the adaptation there from Power. Realized that despite the fact that the shot didn't have much on it, it also meant that the defender had to stay completely still.
I really love the timing of the demo. They knew they were under pressure, and Team Liquid were going to be stationary. That goalkeeper not even moving, but it's the final 35 seconds. What a redirect from Torsas. Give that back into his own team. It looked a little bit scary at first, but I like the possession.
Yeah, you have to just yell back pass there to let everybody know.
A bit risky.
Just as long as you say back pass, it's a back pass. Just 20 seconds left though. Power have to find a goal. They've got to find it now. That was a big chance for them. But Liquid survived for now.
Oski, I'm so impressed that he managed to hold his nerve during that, because he was just stood still for like 3 seconds. That's an eternity in this game. It's off the demo. Torsos tasked against a toe.
Here we go.
Who does get a hold of it. Torsos needs to try and find a setup. It's going to be tough. Amphis keeps it up off the backboard. Where's the follow? A toe is too quick. and Team Liquid have got game number 1.
Bit of a scare at the end there. A couple of scares actually for Liquid, who started off just as they did yesterday. They looked like the better team by far. They were outpacing their opponents. They were dominating the midfield. But that was a nice little surge at the end there by Power, showing that they definitely have something here. And they've got a lot of experience on this team. They've got a lot of LAN experience as well. So this is looking good for them, I'd say, to start off. Definitely the Liquid, clearly the more mechanical team, as we expected.
And in terms of experience, it's literally the opposite. I mean, you got rookies on the other side internationally, but then, of course, everybody knows Torsos, Amphis, Express. They've been here before, but that's why I favor Liquid. This is their second series. That first one, get the jitters out, come out in the second series and really pop off.
Yeah, so coming into this one, Team Liquid on top. This is what we saw yesterday. However, they looked really good. And speaking of looking really good, welcome over here, Turtle. We need a...
I'm with my mates.
We need a...
I'm with my mates.
Yes!
Bruv. Gov.
You've got just rate Turtle's English accent.
I've been doing this the entire
He
time.
has been.
I think everybody hates me right now because I just don't stop.
It's difficult though, because yours is actually
pretty
solid.
Good. It's getting good.
Thank you.
If it was always bad for like the last 2 years, then we might have a problem.
Yeah.
But it's always been pretty good.
You were doing it before, like at any event. This is all he does. He walks around.
That's
English
right.
accent,
That's
but
right, bruv.
Now you're in
Game
London.
2 in it.
Make sure you do that to all the fans you meet. If you're coming by the Copper Box, you see Turtle, you better be doing an English accent for you.
He's just another one of the lads, isn't he? As we get ourselves into game number 2, and a Chronic just gives up on that play, knowing Express Projects are covered. But this is where Power needs to get out of, because Team Liquid will tend to win these challenges. They look to try and set up here. So that shot has nothing on it, but Torsos might not be too happy about getting that one taken off him.
Just 20 seconds in, look at the dominance from Team Liquid. They've got pressure. Every single 50-50 seems to be going their way. And I love the way they are rotating out in the midfield. They're a bit passive, but Power are clearing it right to them.
They're saying upfield, that's a great little cut there from Atto. Oski didn't even read it, but he's still able to adapt and get onto the play. Atto double tap, just gonna sneak it in. With a lovely recovery. I think a bit of laughter here from Chronic, because that was certainly a chaotic play. Oski just ended up in the perfect position after underestimating what his own teammate Atto could do.
This is my one big worry here for Power, which is they cannot afford, either through choice or through lack of boost, getting stuck into situations where all 3 players are on the back line. Team Liquid are too mechanical to not be challenged in the air. Someone has to be there.
And that's something that Liquid did great yesterday. They were boost starving very effectively. If you can't find a way to get out, whether it's 50s, passes, or something, you know, anything but a soft clear is good. But once again, Liquid are just too quick in the back corner.
How do you even get this into the midfield without pinching it across? It
Amphis may have helped.
a delicate touch. Look at that follow-up from Atto.
Phenomenal. And as well, even the little bump on the play before that, Express thought he was going to control the ball. Nah, you're not getting control, you're getting bumped into it. So they have a pull shot to cause some chaos. Liquid thriving in it.
There's a Chronic looking to try and add more pain to the misery. Oski believing in it. Just feels to me like the more you question what Team Liquid are doing in the air, the stronger they are as a team. The more they seem to believe in what they are capable of doing.
Yeah. It feels like game 2 is where all
make
the
sure
fans of Team Liquid are
my mic audio is on.
this tournament.
It's bigger than my mic.
They just want to get rid of the second game from yesterday.
Exactly.
All right, there we go.
Exactly.
I think after seeing Falcon's success, they're already going to feel great.
Make sure.
I think this is just like for Furia earlier on. This is a great round 1 game for Liquid, because they're just so impressive mechanically and they're so fast and they're synergizing well right now. So, you know, if you've already got a mechanical advantage and you can nail the synergy, I mean, look at this from Oski. Just making Amphis look silly here, and Amphis is no slouch. 2-0 though, just like we saw in game 1. And Power get 1 back, just like they did last game.
For Power, we know that they are capable, just as capable as Liquid, with getting rid of the ball. They can get that ball over the halfway line. Look how confident they are. Atto just loiters around, knows the ball is coming his way.
And look at his positioning. He's so far forward. He was going for a boost steal, got it, turned around, and there's a clear coming right at him.
You know, Power, they're trying to pass the ball down the line there. They're trying to get rid of it because they don't want to just give possession away with an unnecessary clear, but Liquid are all over them. They're intercepting brilliantly. When they're feeling confident and they position confidently, they really can just rely on the mechanics to do the job for them. It's not something you can say for all the teams at this tournament who need to be very careful with their positioning, because they don't have those acrobatic mechanics, those cat-like movement to get into the midfield again. Liquid just crushing it right now. Power have to do something. about this, 'cause like we keep on talking about, if they get stuck in this corner, they're not going to have a chance in the matchup.
They're doing good at getting it to the halfway line. It's just maintaining this bit, because the moment they get it out of their own side of the field, that's the moment that the whole team's thinking, all right, finally we can boost, we can get ourselves back into position, and by then the play's already gone. They can't really create anything. But for Team Liquid, they've got so many advantages that we get goals like the one we just saw, Turtle, where you've just got players around because, hey, we've got that much field dominance.
Well, and you said that they can boost finally, but for how long is the question? Because they don't have too much once they get past the midfield line. It's just getting nabbed right from under
You have
them.
a look at this here. Finally, boost inside the field. Nothing. Finally, Amphis gets something, but look at where he is. Oh, finally, he can actually make some use of this. Almost found the drop-down pass, but it was covered.
Power had a shot, I'm actually not sure if I can remember one. Watch the scoreboard come up with 5 or something. In it. But if they they've definitely not had any clear-cut chances. They're having a real issue here.
I mean, look at the
anything
space right in
realistic.
front of Chronic was able to go up for that challenge. Nobody was there to pressure him, and it's a free clear down the other side.
Yes, when you're getting consistently beaten to the ball the way Power are, they don't want to position aggressively. They're just assuming at this point that they're going to get dusted on the way to the ball, so they're sitting back to go.
Oh,
surely, it's in. And it was another double commit, just like in the first game. A Liquid mistake. It does result in a goal for Power.
Well, we usually say if you're going to double commit, you've got to win the ball, but in this position, you got to at least hit the ball, one of you.
I don't want to be that guy, though, but
you can be that guy.
It's common whenever you got this much space to have a double commit. They're literally walking around with the ball. All this possession is theirs. There's so much space between them. They're probably super confident in this matchup alone and in game 2. So seeing a double commit doesn't really spook me for Team Liquid.
Has kind of just become part of the identity of this team, and almost as much of the identity as backboard double taps or flip resets, anything else. Now we go off the backboard yet again. Torsos is not going to be able to challenge that first time. Waits for it to come back down. He has got options down the field. Unfortunately, straight towards Chronic. Got another corner double commit there, as we saw earlier, but it doesn't mean anything because Power don't have anything to work with.
Liquid are just showing absolutely no respect to the Power counter-attack. No, they might it's gone straight in on a lot. How does this keep happening? I feel like Liquid have dominated all 10 minutes that we've seen so far, but a back corner pinch goes in off an Amphis fake. He's done well there to get close enough to the ball to convince the goalie he's hitting it, but we've got a 1-goal game 25 seconds away from a potential tie.
You said no respect, but they respect Amphis enough to think that he had that one.
Yeah.
And now suddenly, 20 seconds left. Power are right into this. Oski, again, he has actually been the powerhouse on the backside of the field. Amphis does not have the boost to get over to that play. 10 seconds left. What can Power put together? The infield pass far too telegraphed. Amphis can take back over. Still trying to move down the field. Torsos was the option. Oski again wins the challenge. He might be able to turn it into a goal. Where's that one going to bounce? Just doesn't quite reach the lip of the corner. And that is 2-0 Team Liquid.
Yeah, it's a very interesting series because Team Liquid they're clearly dominating, but a couple of careless mistakes at the end of both games made the scoreline interesting. And I gotta give credit as well to Amphis. We saw double commits for the other 2 goals, double commits in defense from Liquid, resulting in Power goals in their opening goals for both games. But Amphis did the right thing on that, or redirected send. You've got to either narrowly hit the ball or miss it. It's better to miss the ball than to hit it hard there, because if you get a big solid hit on it, you take the pace off the ball anyway. So
I mean, Power's
you just got close enough to make Liquid think, oh yeah, he might have that. Yeah, Liquid double commits defense. Maybe they can afford to do that now in this matchup, but you can't afford to do that later on in the tournament.
That save stat, look, I don't think I've seen that before.
That's pain.
That's pain. They didn't have one.
Pain for who? The team that got a lot of saves, or the team that conceded 2 goals without a save?
Listen, it felt more mental, okay, for Power. We're disrespecting them up here. I think that once they got confident, after seeing a double commit happen, they realized, okay, we're not up against giants. They do make mistakes. They do falter a bit on the defensive side, and we can punish this if we push forward. There's not too much boost to work with. That's the issue for me.
If you want another British phrase to add to yourself, Turtle, what we call this one is like when a team's so far ahead, we call no keeps. All right, no goalkeeper. You're not allowed it.
Wait, say it again.
You're too bad. You're too good, so you get no keeps. No goalkeeper.
No keeps, mate, bro.
That's what Liquid seems to be doing.
I got it. Add it to the library of British slang. I'm ready.
We need to keep building that one. So, remember earlier on today, Dragon saying that he thinks all the English players are going to make it through to the top 8. Oh, great pass actually. Well, that thought as Ampha's able to finish off a phenomenal counterattack started by Torsos.
Wow. I gotta say, so much credit needs to go to Amphas here
That was
because
a great
whilst this
pass.
game
Good
has
shot.
been going Power's
They
way,
could actually take
he's
this.
not
They gotta keep
resorted
it up,
to
though.
just sitting back the entire time. He has been happy to go downfield and at least stretch Liquid's defense a little bit, give the option, because if Team Liquid just try and play for challenges their own side of the field, they're never getting out. They're never going to get a chance. But Amphas' just presence is giving them a shot.
And for me, it felt like the first minute of the last game, he didn't want to do that. He was a bit
They've
more
done it.
passive,
There it is again.
and now he's popping off after you're shouting him out.
2 goals for Amphas in 36 seconds. Again, it's Torsos with the assist though. Keeps control of the sidewall play, chips it middle, and Amphas is
Alright,
there for the
they get a
finish
couple
once
more goals. They
again.
have
That link
confidence.
up
They
is
can
key.
first sweep this.
And now really for Power, the question is, do they keep pushing? Do they keep fighting for that midfield, or do they just try and park the bus the way they did in the other 2 games? Because Liquid do get goals when they do that, but 2 goals? Maybe not, maybe they can hold.
I mean, if you want to go full Hopium mode for Power, they've scored the last 4.
That's true.
Oh,
Almost wasn't true for too much longer, but it is Torsos who has been really steadfast in defense. They need more of that. They've got the lead. Here's Amphas.
he got the flip.
Continues to try and add to it. But Liquid, this is where the question marks really started to form yesterday, is how do they play when they're behind Turtle? Oh, it might be even worse.
My.
Oh, and a toe. Barely able to put that one above the crossbar.
His life flashed before his eyes, and now they're down the other side of the field, almost winning the 50-50. Oski trying to force this into a better position. And Power immediately returning the clear. I like how they're staying behind the ball more. I've noticed Torsos wants to creep in a little bit. He's more eager to get behind the ball. You even see him there almost going for a double commit. It might end up punishing him.
Look at this.
It's so fresh.
What?
What is happening?
It's still on. It's still on. Oski and Torsos gets the save. There was 3 players. I thought it was safe because, hey, they got 3 players back. And then I realized that's all blue color cards. And it still didn't end up going in.
There it
Oh,
is.
there we are.
There it is.
Okay. Well, they really should have got that one a while ago because they were making the goal huge. So when you've got a teammate beside the net, you can pass the ball to him or you can shoot it, but the pass ended up being so far away.
And
Didn't
even that,
work.
that shouldn't have gone in. Did you see Amphas on the backboard?
Yeah,
he was just
definitely.
waiting. Should have gotten a touch.
Definitely, you know, a bit of a freebie there for Liquid after throwing away a glorious opportunity. Power want to be more aggressive. They want to step forward and fight for this one. They've got to win this series if they're going to go straight, or if they're going to make Worlds wildcard. It's as simple as that. If they don't, then they're going to rely on Pioneers losing.
Who's
later
got eyes on
today.
CJ? Where's he at?
CJ's
We
celebrating
need
right
a
now.
CJ Cam.
He's
Oh,
got to
it's
be celebrating.
out!
Oh, he's celebrating now. That's more convincing from Liquid, more convincing from Atto.
All tied up now. And they managed to get the comeback. This
Well,
is what they were looking for. That
They
first
had the
mistake.
lead.
They've figured out how to connect with each other on offense, and it looks a bit like the Amphas Express, or Amphas Torsos, excuse me, connection, but on the other side.
I like that, the Amphas Express.
The
That's
Amphas, that does sound nice.
Ourselves back down. A toe. Can't quite find the challenge. Amphas, though, still finding those very solid pinches against the wall. Torsos already up. Oski's just flying at everything. He is very much decided that ball chasing is the play style for this. Off the backboard, asking an awful lot from Express to try and turn that one in. Toe just given the impression he had 0 boost or very low of it. He still made a play happen. But this is better from Power. Do not look like they have been deflated by that lead disappearing on them.
Yeah, you compare the first 2 games to this, and regardless of the fact that they've lost a 2-goal lead, you take 2-2 over, what was it, 1-2 or 1-3 or 2-3, whatever. They were losing in this position in both the previous games to this, so 2-2 is a step up on that. They just need to really stay focused here, trying to deny Liquid any clear-cut chances. You have to contest every ball because, like we keep mentioning, there are solo play threats coming from every angle with Liquid in the field. Liquid are really just throwing themselves at the ball here. They're trying to surprise
Oski's
Power
still going.
whenever they can, with extra touches, with cuts of rotation. This is not a standard play, but it
my.
slipped through. And if you look at the top right, you can see that there's absolutely no boost for Power to play with here. They're all just playing with such little amounts, and that was costly.
Yeah, Express, that was just painful for him. He knew he couldn't quite get there, gave it his all. And Team Liquid, making use of that boost advantage, did not overcomplicate it, just realized the advantage that they had, thought that they would finally test it. And they finally managed to get the ball into the back
what
of the
am I
net.
listening
Oski's
to
also
right now?
missed. Couldn't get the follow-up touch. But Power, a minute 25 to secure their world spot, or at least keep it alive It is time for them to go all in for it, Turtle.
Meanwhile, Liquid, they've got all of Europe watching this series alone, hoping they take the win and can hold on for 1 minute and 8 seconds left. We've seen the best out of Power, but what else do they have to build on this offense? It was previously so much work from Amphis and Torsos. Let's see if Express gets a piece of it.
Amphis needs to just re-establish himself down the outside the field. He's already trying to do it there. His entire strategy is just throw myself at the first challenge. Does not matter if I get to it. Just make sure I'm the option for my two teammates. But this player right here has been the difference maker for me. Oski has been such trouble. He's gonna get the goal here. But Oski in game 3 has been the reason that Team Liquid have got this game.
Look at the way Achronic kills this too. He uses the bottom of his car. A lot of times you'll see players just go in, get a pinch, it goes flying the opposite way. So much control and finesse on that touch to set up the security. 2-goal lead for Team Liquid. Might just be over unless Power can bring out something we haven't seen all series.
Yeah, CJ's delighted at this. This means that Renegades will be going to the World's Wildcard event at a bare minimum. And Power are about to become the biggest Pioneers anti-fans in the entire world, because their World's qualification will rely on Pioneers losing, which is crazy considering that this format is really all about regions teaming up and helping each other improve. The final match of Power's London event. Oh, hold on.
Wait.
Have we spoken too soon? Torsos bangs in a redirect. There's 5 seconds left. They've got to pull out a kickoff strat here from the training manual. What have they got in store?
And Torsos had a smile on his face after that one went in. They are feeling at least like they've got a shot at this one. Let's see what Power can pull out. It's a good start. They've at least got control of the ball. Now it's all about transitioning it to the other side. But that challenge just too strong. And Team Liquid move on to the next round.
That 50 just had to be better to keep it up and keep the hopes of Power alive. Meanwhile, Team Liquid all smiles across the face. Well, sort of. They don't look as happy as I thought they would.
They got more work to do.
Yeah, definitely.
They got more work to do. They know they've got the next round coming up.
Yeah, they're not happy about where they are in the tournament. Lower bracket round 1 is not where they wanted to be after one day had gone by, but well done Liquid. Another sweep on the day. Power eliminated. We're going to find out very soon whether or not they're going to be at Worlds, because BDS Pioneers will determine whether Power are going to be there. Essentially, it really is as simple as that. But hey, congrats to not just Team Liquid, but CJ, and the Renegades, who have just confirmed that they will be at the wildcard competing against the best teams in the world.
That's your team gone now, isn't it? In the lucky draw.
Yeah, so that means I've been absorbed, in fact. Like the way that our own caster lucky draw works is whoever wins against you, you become another fan of that team.
Right.
So now I'm all aboard, I don't believe it's CJ's Liquid train. So
There you go. CJ's won everything in this one, hasn't he?
He's taking it all. But well, Liquid are clearly the better team here. A lot to work on though, if
And
I'm being
Liquid still got no
honest.
saves.
Yeah, they got no saves. I mean,
Actual no keeps.
yeah,
Because Oski was just ball chasing the whole time. I don't think there was time for anybody else to get any touches.
I don't think they're showing really a lot of respect to Power here.
Yeah.
And Power's midfield and offense, they're just going crazy mechanically, just trying to outpace them. But they can't do that. They can't make mistakes like this. You can't double commit against other competition they're going to run into. I mean, these goals, they were 1-goal games until the last one. They were behind by 2 the last one. Definitely a bit messy by Liquid, but their talent did the talking.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Power, they had good ideas as we went through.
It was there.
I think for Liquid, the big thing for them here is that they grew stronger throughout that entire time. Oski especially. Oski, I don't know about you, Toto. You're the pro of us. Would you ever want to play against someone bull chasing that much and winning every challenge
I'm
like
the pro,
that?
but big brain Johnny boys over here, okay? But I wouldn't want to play against that. Oski, it's annoying because it gets in your head. If you see another player on the other side ball chasing, not only is he taking boost from you, taking possession away, but if his team is prepared for it, which obviously Liquid were, they were working around the ball chasing of Oski, that's even more frustrating because you finally take it away, but then one of Team Liquid's members just gives it right back to him, and he's in your face. So annoying. You're tilted, and you don't want to play anymore.
So, Liquid's next rounds. G2, isn't
Yes.
it? Yes.
Yes, G2. So
How are we feeling about that, either side?
well, honestly, based on what we just saw there, I favor G2. I really do, because that was messy
I
from
agree.
Liquid. I think G2 are going to punish that a whole lot more. I don't think G2 are going to be as mechanically outclassed. I think overall, I think Liquid's mechanics are better than G2, but it's close enough that I think G2 have far more to offer in other areas to make up for that.
Well, we are finished over here to hear what Team Liquid thought about that series. We're going to pass you over to Orban Subi.
All right, we're standing here with Team Liquid, and listen, we made a promise.
Bro,
So let's carry out
Chronic
that
is
promise.
short,
What was
homie.
it?
If we were in the interview now, we would do a pose. So let's do it.
Let's do the pose.
Wow.
They casually walked by earlier, and he looked at me and he said, Orb, we're going to win our next game, and then we have to, you have to promise we were going to do the pose. And I said, if you guys win, let's do the pose. So there we go. All right?
Fair enough.
Talk us through that series. It was a sweep for you guys. Did it feel that easy?
Yeah.
Short and simple, yes. Did it feel that easy to you too?
Yeah, we were expecting a sweep actually. We thought that we had the potential to do it, so.
I mean, you didn't think it would be that easy, right?
Oh, I did.
All right, fair enough. Confidence all across the board.
I mean, is there extra pressure?
It's
Obviously,
not
all the
you.
matches
Oh,
here today now
asking
are
a
elimination round,
15-year-old.
right? So it's either win or lose. Sadly, you know, there's a competition. You got to have a winner. You got to have a loser. Does that add extra pressure for you guys? Or is it just business as usual?
I don't understand.
Sorry, I'll pass it on. I'll pass it on.
At least individually, I don't think there's any pressure for me. What about you, Oscar?
Well, there's always pressure, but we just take it series by series and just play our way.
I mean, coming into this, you guys are some of the youngest kids out here. I think the only one younger is me, obviously. But how do you guys take that and just knowing you're the young guns, people kind of doubted you early on, but then they saw those mechanics coming into this. How do you feel coming in as a young crew with those expectations on your shoulders?
Well, we kind of practice in scrims, so like we would basically expert our coach, but like have him like he wouldn't coach much. He would like make us play like how we want to play, and we built up on that. And then as we came here, we tried to do that against Falcons and did it work. But then we changed it up a little bit, and now we're good.
And how tall are you right now?
6'3".
See, 6'3", all of us. 6'3",
6'3", all of us.
It's the
Yep.
common theme this weekend.
It looks about the same. I'm looking at the preview monitor. 6'3", all of us. I mean, speaking of scrimming, I want to just pick your brain a little bit and ask, who is the toughest team to scrim against? Who's your toughest opponent scrim-wise?
I would say Carmine.
What is it that they do that it's so hard to play against or hard to scrim against?
Like, they pre-jump a lot, and their pre-jumps are actually consistent, so I think it's the reason why like they are really good in scrims. And they showed in the main stage yesterday, so they deserve the top 6.
Wait. We have breaking news. He's in the building. Okay. We actually, you guys, I'm so sorry to cut this short, but we just got some massive news. We've got to go over here. We've got to get
Congratulations to Team
Come here.
Liquid. Boys, well done. CJ.
Come over here. Come in.
Okay, this is a mess.
Come here.
Listen,
Look at it. Look, I don't know what we're doing.
like what you guys
I don't
can
know
leave
what's
this
going
way.
on.
Thank you guys so much. Congratulations. By the
but
way,
we
this
got
is the
massive
Oasis,
news.
by the way. This is the Oasis. Everything is kind of a mess, but we roll with the punches. Go ahead, Subi.
Yeah, I'm hearing you're going somewhere deep in the heart of.
Dallas, we're going to Worlds, baby. We made it.
That is right.
Massive.
Okay, honestly, how does it feel to make Worlds? You guys missed out on this one. Honestly, I think everyone was expecting you to be here as a player, and you guys almost got there. Now you officially get to the world stage. How does it feel? Raw emotions right now.
Just relief, I think. Obviously, yeah, we missed out in a Game 7 to make this one. So to lock in Worlds, I think we put in the work throughout the season to get there. So shout out to Kami Fever, LBP back at home. We did it, and we're going to Worlds. So thank you, Team Liquid. They're my team. I've got the card for them. I'm still rooting for them all tournament, and they've helped me get to Worlds. So awesome.
Hey, we got to make a promise. All of us eat barbecue together in Texas.
I'm down with that. CJ, I just wanted to ask you one question before we send it. How does it feel just walking around as a player here? Do you feel like the urge to like, man, I wish I would have been here competing? Does it kind of like scratch that itch of pro gaming?
Yeah, definitely. And I think now we've qualified for Worlds. I want to sort of rip this jacket off and get practicing. So yeah, it's certainly a different feeling, but loving hanging out with you guys. It's good fun.
Yeah,
Dallas coming up.
I got to say, I'm super proud of you, man. It's just good to see you continue that grind, stay at the top. I mean, it's always fun to see you compete. But you, me, him, we've all got to go get some snacks because up next is going to be the #1 EU team, Team BDS, going up against #1 OCE, the Pioneers. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you get everything done, but get back here in just a minute.
Yeah. Well, I think KCP's done. But hey, if BDS don't play good, then KCP can take it.
legendary.
The World Championship.
All it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken?
Well, well, well. Power not quite able to get it done against Team Liquid, which means that the Renegades will clinch their spot. Congratulations to CJ. We'll get to talk to him a little bit later. Not going to be joining us on the desk just now, but a solid match of Rocket League from two teams doing their best here. I'm Wavepunk, joined by a full panel of Rocket League experts.
I am
many
back.
of
This
us-
is going to
Why
be
you
the boring
laughing
stream
when
of
you're
all
looking at
time.
me
I
when he
don't
says
think
that?
anyone's even watched this
T-Base,
before.
who
but
stands on expert here?
Huh?
He was looking at me when he started laughing. What's going on there?
I was looking at
No.
myself.
Okay, all right.
I thought I looked goofy.
He's like,
It
can't
was
believe
a
it,
miracle
man.
the base got here on time. Right.
Vince, we're glad to have you.
We kind of twinning right now a little
You
bit.
already
you
know.
what
I
I'm
left my chain though, so it's okay. It's whatever. It
saying?
happens.
Yeah, y'all looking good. My goodness. All right, well, let's talk about that match just for a second here. Power putting up their best effort.
I mean, Power, they looked good, but as is always the case with the OCE guys, good is not good enough when you come to the international
Really?
stage. These teams have such high mechanical ceilings compared to what they come across in OCE. It catches them off guard. A lot of the goals for Power were breakaway goals.
I mean, and you've got to feel bad for him. I mean, this lower bracket has been the most brutal lower bracket I can even remember, thinking of throughout history. To have Team Liquid, a team I ranked very highly and expected to go very deep, to be the first round matchup in the lower bracket. That is a brutal draw.
I mean, but that what comes with the format, double elimination format. As best teams in the world playing in London right now. Seems like Team Liquid, they dropped down, and all of a sudden now you got play. Now Power has to go up against the ropes against one of the best teams in the world at the moment. So it's tough, but I mean it happens, James. You know what I'm saying?
It does, and I mean even if you're a gambling man, I don't know if Torsaz is, but you can even hear in his interview didn't really have that much confidence coming out here. I mean he's been to like almost every single event, and so you wonder at one point, will he ever get confident? Or?
I sort of wonder if that's his thing. Like as long as he kind of like doesn't hold doubt, as long as he doubts himself, he's gonna be okay. It's like he can try and play up to the standard he holds for himself there, because it's clearly working for him. He gets here over and over again, Greg, and just never quite able to get that win.
Yeah, I mean, the regions are very different, OCE, compared to what North America and Europe have to deal with. Less spots, and it's been a really interesting season for them. 3 teams competing for 2 spots.
So,
unfortunately for Power, it's not in their control now, but they could still make wildcard, and they're going to be watching now to see what Pioneers can do.
Well, let's move on through our brackets, see how things are evolving down there in the lowers. 2 teams eliminated here from the London Major. 2 more to go before we're done today. We got Endpoint versus Optic coming up a little bit later, but for now, we're going to be moving on to what I think is the marquee. Pioneers going up against BDS. Who would have thought we would have had this match round 1 rolled in the lower bracket?
Absolutely nobody. Nobody's expecting BDS to even be down here. It's like an anomaly. I'm like, what are they doing in this spot against KCP? And honestly, in the upper bracket, KCP looked like a, reverse. They got reverse swept by SSG, and that's so devastating. They looked so upset yesterday. So I think they're gonna, come back with some sort of force against this BDS squad.
We didn't expect to be introducing them to you here in this format, but for the first time on the mainstream, let's meet BDS.
My name is Extra, and I play for Team BDS.
Yes.
In this major, we hope to win the whole thing to have a very good preparation for the World Championship. This major is very important I think for every team, actually. It's a very good preparation for the Worlds. Still a bit nervous, of course, but that's everyone, I think, going into a major. I think we are gonna reach the top by being dedicated, hardworking as well.
Wow, how rough that started out.
And a high motivation as well.
Being first round in the upper bracket.
So my role in the team is the captain. So I'm here to kind of help the coach do his best to keep the players mental up and help him see like the game plans and everything. I don't think anyone should be scared of us, but like everyone should not underestimate us, at least, because everyone knows we're a good team, and we're here to prove it. Well, may the best team wins. If you don't want us to win, then you will see how it goes.
James, you heard Extra say it there, that they just sort of see
What up,
this event
viewers?
as preparation for the World Championships. Did they maybe
How's it
count
going?
their eggs a little bit too
Delayed,
early?
but
Well,
maybe you'll
I want to
stay
say
here,
a
but
bit
we'll
of yes
talk
and no. Extra's the most
be able to hear
humble
this,
interviewer I think
but-
I've ever seen, and I think that is
I don't
really,
know.
in the big picture, everyone knows that this is preparation. That doesn't take anything away from the fact that this is its own event. I think a lot of people are putting a lot of weight on this event, knowing who is going to be the best team going into the World Championship, having that much momentum. But, there's still teams that are fighting for spots. And I mean, we were talking earlier, and I kind of felt bad for some of these lesser, well, I don't want to say lesser regions, but Europe, I mean, 2 spots at the World Championship right
Are you
now.
calling us a lesser region right now?
Just on paper.
Mathematics.
Mathematically.
No. If you look at the bracket, there is a very good chance we're going to see a lot of European representation going into Saturday and Sunday. I think BDS are one of those teams where we've got to ask the question, can they step up to their normal form? BDS have been one of the scariest teams you've ever seen in the last 2 years. They had one bad day. They've had a chance to sleep on it. You can see they're all smiling, having a good time. They will be coming back today.
Well, I hope them smiles don't go away too quickly for your sake, Gregan, because I know that man on the far left over there, Extra's going to have to keep a close eye on him. Monkey Moon, he shows a lot of emotion super quickly. I know you know about that one.
Well, we have BDS ready to go on the other side of the pitch, looking to play upset. It's the KC Pioneers.
It feels amazing to make back-to-back majors, especially being so young. Being one of the youngest teams to be here just feels amazing to be meeting all these people. Obviously, there's not much expectations on us to win or anything, so a top 8 finish would be our main goal. But obviously, it's having fun, just try and take it as lightly as we can because we feel that'll give us the best result. We're going to reach our goals by just scrimming top teams, which we don't usually get to scrim in our region. Scrimming these teams it's way different to our region. Obviously our region is one of the minor regions, so it's a bit weaker. And then coming here is we have to take a day to adjust to how much better these teams are. So yeah, these teams are miles better. But just the environment here is it's amazing. Just all having fun basically. Our team should be feared because we have an underdog mentality. We have no expectations on ourselves, whereas other teams have pressure built on them by fans and the public. We're just 16-year-olds having fun at RLCS land, and we know we can do what they can do. It's just if we can do it on the day.
Of course.
We have a mental coach who's been helping us mentally just prepare for the nerves. And then we have obviously our gameplay coach who's been helping us tweak a little things here and there just in our gameplay to try and help reach our goals. What I'd say to people that say we don't have a chance of winning is just watch out on Wednesday.
You hear him talk a lot about the underdog mentality. Raul, in your experience as a player, how do you approach matches where you fully understand the power that's on the other side?
Well, most of my career I've been in
What's up,
underdog.
Banana Hat? No, super lucky.
Nobody's ever taken us too highly, so you just go in, you have fun with your teammates. More often than not, your teammates understand the situation, and that's pretty much, you go out and you have fun and you play together.
It allows you to play at the level you expect of yourself because you're relaxed, whereas when you come in and you're expecting so much of yourself, every mistake you see will play a bigger effect on your mental. And I think that's really what we saw at BDS when they're up against Secret. It started to play on their mind.
But and honestly, though, despite the honesty perhaps from Scrub on the interview, you've got to admire the confidence as well. He said, we know that we can play to this level on the day.
There's
We just have to
Banana
play on the day. And that's what I like to see is, you're realistic about your chances, but at the same time confident that you can do.
And Banana Head on the end there. He's that player you want to watch. He's getting better and better each time we see him. And definitely one of those up-and-coming OCE players of the future. And that's really the question here. Is OCE going to get better as we have more international events? Or are we going to see the domination of Europe and North America against them continue?
Well, Pioneers think that they can play as well on the day. Today is that day. They're going to have to go through BDS.
To beat Pioneers, I think just play our game and play really fast will be enough.
Losing 3-0 to Secret, who are a good team, but if you're a number 1 from EU, you can't be losing that 3-0.
We will win because we are much better than them.
Their mental's in a horrible place right now, and their mistakes are a lot harder to fix than ours. Ours is just all in our heads.
I wish Pioneers good luck.
You're just not going to win.
Very confident Pioneers, even though they just talked about how they
not gonna win. Spicy words from the Pioneers lineup here. Let's make some predictions. Chat, let us know who you think is going to take this one down. Hashtag BDS, hashtag KCP. I want to start in the middle here just to shake things up because I'm bored. Roll Diz. Who do you got going first?
All right, mentality. They were speaking a little bit of facts, but I think Extra, he's a good captain, great captain, and he's going to bring it back. Monkey Moon, He doesn't like to lose, and I don't think he will lose this time. I got BDS.
Bates?
KC was saying a whole bunch of stuff in that whole entire time. I don't understand how everybody talk. They're talking about getting inside people's head and having a weak mental, having no pressure. They have pressure right here. If they don't win right here, then they don't go to Worlds, right? So the pressure's on them. They can act like they don't care, but they really do care. I know they've been talking trash to Power, and I know CJ's been catching some of that slack too. KC's got plenty of pressure, and BDS, there was a little bit more frustration with them losing yesterday. And when they lost in LA, it looked like they didn't care. Because I think they knew they were going to get Seiko. But now they expect to win. They expect to really
Alright, so
solidify that move.
BDS makes this.
Since
I don't know.
picked up BDS
I think
yesterday,
it's
you already know
normal,
they're
it's just
gonna keep
BDS.
rolling through.
But the
BDS.
Pioneers win, they go to Worlds.
James?
You know, I was talking with Jorby back in the green room, and he was saying, you know, I give KCP 40% chance to win this series.
Jorby's
I
delusional.
thought he was crazy, right? Because you're talking about BDS. Yes, they lost first round, but Seiko and Monkey Moon are two players where a reasonable person could argue for them to be the best player in the world, the best Rocket League player in the world. So I just don't see it happening. I respect the Pioneers, but BDS is just too good. I'm going with BDS.
3 letters, BDS.
KCP's also 3
you guys
letters.
have said it all.
Oh, listen.
Oh yeah, 3 letters. KCP.
Listen. BDS lost in a sweep. KCP got reverse swept. They almost beat SSG, and then SSG beat Secret. So by transitive properties, KCP's the better team. Give me KCP. Just come on. Let's just for fairness, just to give them something here. All right, folks. Let's see what you thought at home. It's a very split down the middle. That is maybe the lowest BDS has ever been in a prediction here. People don't like him in the lower bracket, but that's where they are, chat. Get ready. BDS
What's up?
playing for their tournament
How's it
lives
going?
on day number 2.
I'm gonna turn this volume down a little bit.
Be saying that sentence. They're in the blue. We've got KCP in the orange. It's time to play some Rocket League.
Alright, almost. Maybe Pioneers can actually take this. Upset BDS. About early.
Well, almost 50% of Twitch chat seem to have lost faith in Team BDS, but they would not have lost faith in themselves. They're up against the Aussies, the last remaining Aussie team. And I am with 2 Aussies myself. Yummy. First off, though, CJ, congratulations. You made Worlds, my friend.
Unbelievable. It's great to be here. The pressure's off now, so we can have some fun and watch some OCE. Come on, the Pioneers.
Let's go, Pioneers. It's be a bit biased, but no matter what, this is going to go down in history. It's either the moment that Pioneers qualify for Worlds, or it's the moment that BDS go last place. Is that possible?
Surely it's not possible. BDS, the team that I'd say most people predicted to be the winners of this land and have come out and didn't really perform day 1, but now could be their chance. Having said that, on the other side,
Wow. They come out on fire.
Already. CJ is cool. The potential is there right now for Pioneers to take this one. And in all seriousness, this is exactly the start they would have wanted. Scrub there, coming from the side and just getting the dunk. And the Team BDS defender having nothing to do with that one.
Alright, Pioneers keep this up, and then we can actually take this.
Are looking shaky at the moment.
They were shaky.
Rough kickoff, looks like. Maybe a fake.
Seiko missing touches off his own backboard, let alone doing anything at the other end. This is the moment that BDS could be vulnerable.
And on the Pioneers side of things, although they did get the reverse swept, they didn't look bad. And speaking to Prof, their mental coach, he said that just game 5, they were really shaky. They weren't playing in themselves, so they can learn from that into the series.
But the big problem I have with Pioneers, this is a match for Worlds. They looked really nervous. Once they got to that position where they could win yesterday, they panicked a lot.
And they have to make sure they don't do that against this Team BDS, a team that if you begin to respect, they will just punish you time and time again. But they have history. Pioneers in LA, so close to reverse sweeping the old version of Team BDS, but Team BDS the same.
Banana Head. Oh, I love he's pulling out the mech already. He's got the dominance on, and he's the man. He's the man that Prof said he wasn't looking quite as hot in game number 5. And regionally, Yummy, Banana Head, he's the mechanical master, and he's the one that can bring it to Pioneer's side.
We scored almost all of their goals. He scored 80% of their goals yesterday, but that's not actually where we want Banana Head. We usually see him making big plays in the midfield, getting the flip reset, sending it past all those players and setting up super lucky. So that's what we'll really be looking for.
Great defending just there from Scrub as Seiko had a little
Actually playing like a
extra
top tier team.
But so far Pioneers' defending has been very good, and they've had
I don't know what's happening. They're playing good.
So far in this game as well. They've started it the better team, to be frank. And as this ball rolls towards Super Lucky, they look completely comfortable.
Yeah, they look strong early, and I think scoring that first goal, you can easily just turtle up. I know it is game 1, but so far, unless Banana Head can reach that, looking a little bit shaky. However, they're still pushing forward. They're looking to attack, and they're not being too defensive so far.
BDS are starting to look for some opportunities, though, and this is always dangerous, especially if they find that room for Seiko where he can make huge plays. That I think Pioneers wouldn't be used to. I mean, they're playing in a region in CJ. They're not used to mechanics.
They've just looked not quite there of Team BDS so far, but that can change so quickly.
Mm.
All it's going to take is one decent goal. Monkey Moon might make it
Nice.
happen
We're
here.
saved by Super Lucky.
Reflex save.
Seiko's still
Seiko gets a
there.
great reset, but can't get the next touch again. They're getting those touches, BDS, but so far, CJ, no goals.
Yeah, we talk about Pioneers' offensive ability, their mechanics, but it really is their defense and their goal line saves that have made them such a dominant team in the OCE region, and even internationally we saw against Space Station, they just find saves out of nowhere.
They've got a lot of good styles, a lot of different styles, but one of them is just being able to make save after save in it and then going for the counter-attack. And we've seen that yesterday in the first 2 games. Now we're starting to see this in the first game against BDS.
And that's a play style that should be replicable as well. When they come here to this land, just being solid, getting your face in the way of the ball. That Extra can break through that up against Super Lucky. Monkey Moon has a chance to get a clean touch. Can he wrap around this one and shoot? It's 1 touch, it's 2. I think it's going in.
That's rough. They kept it for a while.
From Monkey Moon. He really is
They could take it back, but they gotta actually get the offense back. But I don't know what happened to Banana Head right there.
Ever since he came in, all the way at the beginning of RLCSX, the thing that he did that took down all the top of EU was to start slowing the ball down in front of net, and that's what he does right here.
What we're seeing, though, is that we are going to have a game on our hands as we expect, and I can't see this one being too clean for Team BDS if indeed they do end up winning it, but the pressure is all theirs right now. Banana Head, though, what a clearance that is. Super Lucky is there, and they counter so quickly.
That's what sometimes you need, you need that shot extra trying to put a top left corner, and that causes the counter-attack. Sometimes you bite off more than you can chew, and that's what it was there. Super Lucky finding the touch downfield, great counter-attack.
Great confidence.
Pioneers taking the lead back, minute and 45 left.
We want to see at a land stage what we didn't see so much in that first
unfortunate. That could have been a 2-goal lead.
Almost through to double up their lead super quickly. We saw the kickoffs from G2 yesterday in the reverse sweep against KC. Not quite there, looking like a really important part of the game right now.
Could have been a double tap.
Obviously, he scored that
Scrubs up.
It was a tap, and it was all Monkey Moon, and I'm still looking for he's
Nice,
the man.
good clear.
He's the man they brought in to be the difference maker. He's a mechanical maestro, Cole, and we just need to see him start warming up in this event.
Nice.
And what a difference maker is being at least
Scrubs
online.
up.
2 regionals for Team BDS and a grand finals, but they have one heck of a team now that they're up against in Pioneers that are looking like they're playing with confidence. Only a minute and 7 seconds away from winning this first game. Team BDS still yet to win a game at this major as Scrub gets another touch into the center, but Seiko should be able to win this one cleanly.
Yeah, not an ideal touch from Scrub. He wanted it to go up, not out, where his teammates got beaten by his touch out into the center field. And this is actually going to give a chance over to BDS, but nothing so far.
Yeah, they're just flirting with it now. Look at Monkey Moon. He might be able to get the redirect.
Nice. What a save from Scrub.
The BDS, they are playing with their food in offense right now. KCP low on boost, and Seiko's going to try and drop it to Monkey for the solo play.
Well, well and good playing with your food, but you can only do it when you're winning. Team BDS still desperate for that goal and running out of time. Extra has to make something happen quick. Here's Seiko onto the backboard. Super Lucky just gets that all-important touch for the Pioneers. Monkey Moon's there in the corner, but still the ball does not go central.
They've managed to drain the Pioneers boost, though. This is a massive position for BDS with 20 seconds to go.
Extra takes a touch. He has to get things moving. It's not over the top of Scrub. Scrub
nice.
got in the
Clear
way of
Scrub.
everything that BDS have attempted.
Super Lucky.
With the double attempt. Monkey Moon gets the save, but Team BDS need to do so much more than save it right now.
They've got a chance. BDS with one.
Nice. Good. Clear.
To keep this one up, and they're in their own half. It's looking like a Pioneers winning game 1. Seiko goes all the way the other
Nice.
way.
Pioneers hit game 1.
Wow, what a performance that is from Pioneers. They had the equalizer against them. Would have been so tempting, as you say, CJ, after going 1-0 up to Turtle. They never fell for it.
They didn't fall for it at all, and what a solid start. BDS, they've lost 4 games on the trot.
What's up, viewer? We currently have Pioneers 1-0 against BDS. Going into game 2. So that's sick.
They got perfect swept to go out of the winter major. They are losing so many games in a row.
I mean, tell me, from what we saw from the Pioneers right there and what you guys know about this team, how are they appearing sort of in their mentality? They're quite quiet, they're quite stoic. Is that a good sign for Pioneers?
What a crazy performance so far from Pioneers.
Show some mechanics coming out from Scrub in particular, looking for those flip resets. He's the one I'm usually seeing be a bit nervous and go further back. And it's great to see him do that.
Yeah, and with Pioneers, I think yesterday against Space Station, they might have delved too far into the trash talk, I think. You know, obviously they have Rlcs and Arsenal on the other team, so you want to get into it. But I think once they started, they dropped game 3, and, you know, you start thinking to yourself, gee, we've talked so much trash. We have to win now, and then the pressure gets
That's almost the advantage of being against BDS, how humble and how quiet they are. It can be a more relaxed atmosphere.
They're quiet, and also it seems like they're in their own heads right now. This is a team that you do not have to wedge your way in there. You can let them make their own mistakes.
BDS, after they came off yesterday. Heads down, didn't want to talk to anybody. They looked mentally spent.
All right,
already.
Pioneers, let's keep this up. Let's keep this pressure.
We're going unbeaten after picking up the genius that is Seiko. This is a team that everyone else fears, but Pioneers
on
don't
goal.
fear. The moment
Nice.
scores an own goal, Banana Head's team's in.
Let's go. Good job, Banana Head. Let's go. It was a rough play from BDS. I mean, it was just a huge fake. Scrub, I think, got the second touch miss. I don't know. I legit have the worst memory. I can't even remember something happened like 15 seconds ago.
And they're doing it again. They've no respect for BDS in front of
Yeah, everyone just got a little confused because of a couple of misses. Almost got the second goal. Scrub a little undershot it. Van Head gets the clear out. Monkey Moon's there. Super lucky. Scrub goes. Scrub is fast.
They don't feel it. They're looking strong. They've got the offense, and BDS are the ones where, you know, it always felt like with them, it's not a matter of if, but when are they going to show up. But we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, this is so good for the fact that this is for Worlds. I was expecting a little more of a shaky performance. And I would say, you know, we're still not seeing those big plays from Banana Head, especially from the back half. But is that more because BDS are challenging so early?
They are challenging well now in this second
Nice,
game.
good clear, Scrub.
Made all the plays since then. As extra sense at high, Banana Head though, he's the first one there. Look at
Wow. What a pass.
Oh my goodness, what's happening?
No answer right.
Dude, what is happening, bro? I'm hyped right now. Banana Head with the fake out pass.
Super lucky. They're the wombo combo right now for OCE.
Looking absolutely quality, the Pioneers. They're actually growing into this series, despite Team BDS being a team that we expect to get better as the series goes on. Is this the moment they get it? No, it's off the crossbar from Monkey Moon.
Banana Head, good clear. Extras there.
The defense again from Pioneers.
Ooh, good defense.
So far. Scrub in
Clear.
particular has been absolutely
Pretty good.
so
Nope.
far as Super Lucky tries
Nope,
to palm it
not
out.
enough.
BDS, they do
Scrub.
get a chance to attack.
Good clear.
Can they keep it in?
Right to Seiko though. 3 people. What's up?
No shot gonna go on as BDS
Good block. Currently, Pioneers 2-0 up in the series. Or, no, 2-0 up in this game. In second game, 1-0 up in series. Said that wrong so many times.
The thing that's impressed me most so far with Pioneers is their positioning. They're very aggressive. They're not just going default, sitting back post. They've got that middleman in the midfield looking to cut it out, and that's something that you can always do. But Seiko,
Good pass from BDS.
it's time for him.
And finally, time for Seiko to
They missed a couple of times. Couple of missed touches.
right in front of net.
Just couldn't really get anything.
Banana Head straight to the left of the net.
Lovely pass there from Team BDS. Team BDS getting themselves in the game, getting their heads in this game. Still an absolute ocean of time over here on Aquadome. 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and they can do
All right. Scrubs up, and he. No. I think he bumped Seiko into that.
A team like Pioneers, we saw that from SSG yesterday. I think the same for BDS.
Yeah, I know personally against Pioneers, they've reverse swept us before, so they've definitely got a good mentality, and that's a shout out to their coach as well. Investing in mental coaches is massive in Rocket League. I think we'll see more of it.
Super Lucky has Banana Head to his side. He's going to take a touch himself, wants to get past Extra, but Extra seems to have upped the pace himself. So now Team BDS closing down Pioneers at source themselves. Seiko to the side. Banana Head, look at the pace of Banana Head. Is that going all the way in?
What?
Where's the defense?
Where was BDS?
What just happened?
That was so slow to the ball. Obviously, Seiko taking up. That's another missed touch. You expect him to get 2 there. Pops it up, Banana Head, and that is as open of a net as you can get.
Why is he hitting it away? They're just laughing at them right now. Pioneers, well, not at them, but they're looking to each other. They're giggling. They're looking so relaxed.
So happy, and you know, it is that moment where we talked about in SSG. Are they going to crumble when you get so close to Worlds?
It seems like a different Pioneers from yesterday as well. We talked about the trash talk. They're just having fun within themselves. They're enjoying it as a team and not trying to, I guess, trash talk Monkey Moon, which I guess could bite you if he starts popping off.
I think there's also an advantage. BDS is such a big
Wow, dude.
Goal number 4. BDS are a big name. BDS who?
What just happened? We've got this is terrible defense. We've got an own goal here, an infield from Scrub. Thank you very much. And Monkey Moon of all
Monkey Moon.
into the back of the net.
Is it time for Mickey Moon to come out?
Team BDS, they need a leader right now. They need somebody to step up and say, look, we are a quality team. When we're on land, we can do this. We've won the full major. What is happening? Scrub another attack. Extra clears it, but Pioneers, they're winning the kickoffs.
It's as if there's 4 of them on the pitch right now. That was a perfect infield of Monkey Moon. I'm not sure. We don't really see that from him as one of the best players, if not the best player in the world. And right now, that sums up BDS so far this tournament. They just look shaky and they look like they're not trusting each other.
Oh,
What was that?
much height on the ball is going to keep this Pioneers attack.
Bro, that went up so much. Good defense from Scrub.
The defending from Scrub, he is everywhere that Team BDS do not want him
And I
to
have
be.
to figure out Monkey Moon's reading that. It's Monkey Moon. Scrub,
rushing anything at
good
all.
50.
This is starting to worry me.
Pioneers just not taking it back.
Takes the
They're still
shot.
pushing, and that's
Not
coming
bad. I
from
mean, when you have a
actually
3-goal
from
lead,
Seiko. They're not really looking confident
could
in
just you can
defense.
just take
Usually
those
from BDS,
shots.
they're getting that one touch on the wall. They're keeping it, but right now they're just
Still need to get as much of a lead as you can, though.
Big problem with Pioneers and their lack of experience at the winter split was running back, keeping the pressure on once they got a lead. This time they're showing exactly what you need to do against BDS. Keep that pressure on.
This complete lack of composure from Team BDS is shocking us all, but they have to get ahead in it right now. The hiccups are lucky again. Extras is floating in the sky. Monkey Moon nips in there to get
I don't know.
the save away, but just such careless defending.
More positional mistakes coming out from BDS. We saw again Extra completely out of position for an infield or a shot, and that's not something you usually see from Extra. He holds it down.
Hesitation. Where do you see Extra hesitate to go to a position? He wasn't sure whether to go challenge early or run back to net. He didn't do either and almost cost them a goal. And at this point in time, they need 3.
Almost looking like another goal for Pioneers there. More scary defending for Team BDS. Super Lucky is beaten by Seiko. But Banana had great positioning, a 50-50 against 2 of them. Then he stands tall against Extra as well. Nothing working for Team BDS.
It's almost like BDS have those dark memories from LA. Although they denied the reverse sweep, I think they're in their heads right now. Pioneers.
What? Home, bro. Super lucky with this solo play.
BDS! They're getting sent back into the moment by Super Lucky.
What is going on right now? OCE region, if you're watching at home, get up and get loud because they are 5-1 up against BDS.
Again, this is to qualify for Worlds. This is the biggest series of Pioneers live.
And also, if Pioneers win this one and keep going, we could have 3 OCE teams representing in Worlds as well. It could be an incredible day for the Aussie region.
This is a Pioneer
I 100% call Pioneers as the best Australian team out there now. Because their improvement is huge. They have the biggest improvement out of any team. And I think they could definitely make a run in this. It was just unfortunate they went up against Space Station and got pretty nervous. But it's also day 1. It happens.
Balance. Let me just say this again. In game 2,
Apparently another 2 up, so.
Pioneers smiling and laughing right now. Win it 5-1.
It is a historical moment for sure, and this is now 9 games in a row that BDS have lost at LAN.
And I know exactly what Pioneers are saying right now. They go, what is it, BDS who? They're thinking, like, what? They're not showing up right now, and they're thinking, 5-1.
Because the new coach.
That was dominant, but now's the time. Space Station, what happened yesterday, Cole?
Exactly. This is where winner's tilt can start to come into it for Pioneers. Right now, we talked at the start, no pressure, they're just going to have fun. They'll play their best because they're not feeling it. Now they really will start to feel it because the thought of we can win this is going to be well and truly in their heads.
The advantage is this was a much more one-sided affair in this game than it ever was against SSG. It was a smaller turnaround for SSG to come back.
Yeah, and the most impressive thing is when they were getting that lead, they were still looking confident and still pushing forward again. And they're not sitting back. They're not trying to rest on their laurels. They're pushing forward, pushing forward. They got 3-1 up. No, they want 5.
They want 5, and they're getting 5 as well. And what's impressing me is it's such a team dynamic for the 3 of them. Often when you see an upset like this, it's one player who plays the best series of his career, and you don't really see it again. But the 3 players right now, they're so in sync. There's good defending from Scrub, Super Lucky with the monster dribbles. There's no weak link in this team.
Well, throughout the split, we've been talking about Banana Head, how he's got them here in the first place. We talked about Super Lucky at the last LAN as being one of the top 25 players at LAN, but it's Scrub, who we've often quiet about, and he's having a great series.
Complete team performance so far. You cannot look at one player or the other, and I just think that Super Lucky, particularly offensively, if we're going to single him out, has been a superstar so far, looking at those counter-attacks and getting those bumps as well. But this whole team, you can't put out a weak link.
Well, the strength of the G2 roster, the Queso roster, now Moist, who went all the way in the last event, was their ability to go for fakes, to slow the ball down. We saw that from Super Lucky right at the end there with that demo play.
Well, no matter how it is happening, however we have got here to this point, what is the absolute truth is that Team BDS need a reverse sweep to avoid going 15th, 16th in this tournament. It's just unfathomable, and yet it's our reality.
I thought you were going to say the absolute truth is that EU is at the bottom now.
Well, I think that is clearly the absolute truth. I mean, fair enough. I'll hold my hands up and say it. Team BDS, Team EU, what is going on? And what's going on is that Pioneer's just looking unassailable.
Yeah, in game number 1, it was Monkey Moon that was sort of the only.
There's only one European team in the upper bracket, and that's Carmine, which is probably the most unexpected one. Wow. Pioneers.
How is this happening? BDS off the kickoff. have let it go sailing fast, and Scrub's going to score in 2 seconds.
And I mean, they would have spent that entire minute or so talking things through, saying, you know, calm down, we've got this. In 2 seconds, that goes completely out the window. I can hear the other players right now sitting down and watching this one. They're getting louder, rooting for Pioneers. They're believing.
Worst case scenario possible right now for BDS. A kickoff goal, game 3. You have to win. This is a must win to stay alive. To not come last, as you said, Cole. It is do or die, and they've lost it on the kickoff as Banana Head almost.
Oh my god, dude.
So close. One more Pioneers goal could really affect the Team BDS mentality. That might begin to spell the end of the Team BDS attack, but there are 2 of the best players in the world, at least, on Team BDS. They can change things in a heartbeat, but we're not seeing it so far.
I feel like that's where we have to see. We have to see
A
a
50
superhero
by Banana Head.
someone on BDS. If they are of that
Not the greatest
quality
player from
on
Super Lucky.
land, they have to show
Scrub
it
looking
right
a little
now.
awkward, still gets it out.
That was probably the first bit of hesitation we've seen so far from him. Just backing off there, not being too confident. Or if he does get that touch out now, and Pioneers, they're looking to push out.
Good bump.
That's where that saving on the goal line playstyle can affect you. If you do get nervous, you start to hesitate in front of net. That's what we see.
Heads there. Come on, Banana Head. Bro, Banana Head has such a troll car. And it's like, he's so good with it now. Which it doesn't make sense.
There was a decent save from Extra, though, just when it was looking like Pioneers might double up their lead yet again. And Monkey, now on the backboard, is going to have this one try and sneak its way past him. It doesn't. Team BDS having to do more defending, but none of their touches are quite working. Lovely first touch from Super Lucky. This could be 2. The flip reset at 10. He's got under Extra's in the crossbar.
Bro, what is happening? Pioneers 2-0 over BDS in game 3, bro.
But it doesn't matter because he faked out Extra anyway, and there's the follow-up from Scrub. That's a great confidence booster. 2-0 Yummy, 2-0, and they're close to the sweep.
Super Lucky, the superhero of Australia. 2-0 now up against BDS in match point.
Having an
Alright, Banana Head.
party right now down there. Here comes Banana, and he's going to the ceiling.
Oh my god!
And Extra as well. The collapse continues.
You are kidding me, Banana Head. These kids are stalling on them. These young fellas from OCE. They don't care who they're playing. It's BDS. Who?
You take BDS, you take the team. They're gone. They're on.
Dude, Pioneers currently 3-0 up in game 3. Possible sweep opportunity on BDS, so crazy. What a crazy tournament it's been. It's only day 2 of 5. And it's been one of the craziest tournaments of all time.
They're not getting ahead of themselves. It is 3-0, but there's still 3 minutes left. Anything can happen. They need to be composed.
Super Lucky tries to keep his composure right now. Monkey Moon closes him down. Scrub and Seiko, no 50-50 really falling cleanly for Team BDS, but they do have some pressure. They do have a little bit of
Nice, good clear
territory
shoot.
right now, but one touch
For
from
Lucky.
Super Lucky breaks it 3. Look at the 3 of them attacking. They all steam
Like a
forward as
rugby
well.
formation. They're just the flying V at the moment, a scrub up the pitch. And Team BDS, they're not even getting the room to challenge, because as soon as they do, they might get demoed by one of the Pioneers.
I mean, this is looking like one of the
Dude.
biggest wins in OC history. How do we look past this? A 3-0 sweep against BDS, although they're not looking quite great. I don't want to jinx it, Yummy. There's still 2 minutes 30 left.
Well, it is EU number 1. OC has never been EU number 1, and this would be a moment, but wow, you can't speak too early. Monkey Moon has found a
Alright,
carry.
2.5 minutes.
Suddenly it
Currently
seems
1
like there is a lot of time left on the clock with this touch from Monkey Moon to make it 3-1.
Yeah, and it's the mental demons maybe now. I know we saw with Space Station. It is possible for
Why'd
Pioneers-
you say it?
It is possible to lose their heads. I don't want to jinx it right now. The boys, they learned from yesterday. That's what they're good at. They're good at adapting, and they're young. They're mechanical, Yummy. I think they can do it.
They are very mechanical. They are the most mechanical team in OCE. They're the young team. They are the future of OCE. They've represented what OCE could become in terms of mechanics, and we'll see if that keeps going.
But I have to balance this love in just a little bit because Team BDS, they ain't too bad mechanically themselves either. Extra was up. Monkey Moon fancied a slice of that ball. Seiko keeps the attack going, but it's met by Scrub still.
I gotta get clear out here. Oh, what a miss by Extra.
It's going to slow them down, but Seiko's coming forward.
Nice,
They're
good catch,
heating up
Banana
Team
Head.
BDS, and that has to be worrying.
Yeah, but
I love that name, bro. Banana Head.
However, there is only 2 minutes left, and you can sort of.
Like, imagine coming up with a name and they come up with Banana Head.
Keep pushing forward, Super Lucky, and Seiko again.
Wonder how he even came up with that.
Not being able to follow up as Scrub beats him.
This is where the pressure rises for Pioneers. They're 1 minute 40 away from Worlds. They have to hold on. Can they do it? Seiko's missed.
So close there from Seiko. Did they need that one to go in Team BDS? Here's Monkey Moon, cleared by Banana Head. Extra comes in now, super lucky. He can't get any space.
Ooh, what a
Monkey Moon's
touch.
bumping him out the place, but
Scrub gets clear
he can
out.
get the
Banana
touch
Head's
towards
trying to get.
Banana Head. They survive
Are looking to
again.
get
The
demoed.
placement just isn't quite there right now for BDS. They need to be finding those top corners. Here's Monkey Moon off the backboard. It's
Oh,
saved, but
not
put
the
back
greatest
down
touch
by
from
Super
Scrub.
Lucky. Still defends Seiko.
Done
Can
up-
he put
Oh, that was
it
him. That was
on the goal line and Scrub again.
super
Seiko
lucky.
man.
And try to get the bump. Nothing much. Scrub got the slightest touch to get over Monkey Moon.
He's trying to get that lovely
Double commit.
50-50. Monkey Moon's already up. He's so
Scrub?
close to defense
The
there.
greatest clear of his life, homie. Scrub again. Another 50 that win. Banana Head.
What they've done regionally, though, they know how to hold on to a lead. We didn't quite see yesterday with the reverse sweep, but right now, this is exactly what we've seen regionally. These kids are very strong in defense. Oh, I thought Super Lucky was a bit awkward there.
Extra needs to get this one to a teammate. Monkey Moon has to win this race, but Super Lucky again, so speedy in the air. To the ceiling the ball goes.
Scrub
up against
just
Seiko.
wins.
Pioneers are winning every aerial challenge.
BDS are in their own half. They've only got 30 seconds, and Pioneers are still pushing them to their very limit.
They want more and more and more. We said it before. 3-1.
Oh, not a good touch. Super Lucky's there.
He's going to catch these and look at the composure.
He's going to try to slow it down.
Time. Kill 10 seconds off the clock is massive.
He slowed it down and gave
Banana Head with the clear.
Scrub, one
Scrub.
more touch there for Pioneers. Every time they send this ball forwards, it's another nail in the coffin of Team BDS.
Have they done it?
I think they may well have done. 6 seconds left. This has to go in from Seiko, but it's over the top. There's no time left. Pioneers, they're already celebrating. No one cares what this ball is going to do. Pioneers have done it for OCE. They've done it for themselves, and they've done it to Team BDS.
3-0, a sweep over the EU #1 seed. If you don't mind to make worlds, could you script a better moment?
The 16-year-old Australians flying 30
Let's go.
across
That's
the
so
world, and
huge.
They're gonna do it again. They're going to Dallas.
This is just pure joy from the boys there. An absolutely stunning performance, but the devastated Team BDS, they just couldn't deal with them.
And heartbreak on the side of Power as well. Now not, they might be.
They can, they still can.
Actually, looking at KCP, they might be able to make a run and get an extra spot for OCE. That might be wishful thinking so far, but a 3-0 against BDS Yummy is a great start.
It's so interesting the way it works, that after rooting for them to lose so they wouldn't go above them, suddenly Power won KCP to win. So there's a third team from OCE. It makes no sense, but it does to them. It's just a celebration
Is that Daniel?
of a day right now for
Is that Daniel?
At a major moment in Rocket League history, we see the emerging region starting to take over. EU #1 seed knocked out by Sam #2 and OCE #1.
I mean, BDS against the minor regions, they're just not showing up. And right now, as you said, OCE, this is a big day for the community. Shout out to the whole region, but also the talent desk. I don't think anyone got that one right.
Wave Punk
Did
did.
Wave Punk?
Yeah.
Oh, he always knows. He's a clever fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, it wasn't pity either. Wave Punk knew. He always does know. I mean, we're seeing some of these goals now from Pioneers. This was my favorite. Banana Head, all 3 Team BDS players, and from that moment, it just didn't seem possible for them to come back.
There's a lot of implications to BDS.
Look at the celebration.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't know what to do with his body. Legs everywhere, absolute limbs.
They're always they were hyped to qualify for the major, maybe even more so.
The most impressive thing as well is that they just kept pushing forward. You know, they didn't.
It was only a
we saw
2-3.
Get a little bit hesitant.
I thought it was like a 1-3.
They learned their lesson. But they kept pushing
Because it was,
forward,
right?
Kept trying to get that extra goal.
Oh, did he score it?
3-0.
Monkey Moon might have
How many
scored it.
times can we say it?
It's so difficult as
I think
well
Monkey
when
Moon
you're
scored,
on the
probably.
cusp
I don't know. I wasn't paying
needing
attention.
to be reverse swept, having been reverse swept yesterday. I mean, surely that gets in your head, right?
Oh, 100%. But I think, you know, that kickoff goal in game #3,
That
you're probably
helps.
thinking, all right, now it's our day if we're scoring that.
I mean, you see how devastated BDS were too. It meant a lot for them especially going towards Dallas, where they're thinking that they're one of the favorites to win both, and now they find themselves in last place.
Yeah, I just think now they're looking towards Worlds, aren't they? They already had that locked in, which is obviously, you know, credit
You
to them
can't
for
win
the
'em all.
season so far, but, you know, coming to Landon, this is the event you want to play in with
That is
massive
huge,
crowd
though.
potentially. Oh, well, definitely a massive crowd on
We
Saturday and
hope so.
Sunday.
Yeah.
This is where you want to be, so they're definitely going to be devastated, as we saw.
They
It's a
still
good day.
haven't won a single game BDS in front of a crowd.
Haven't scored a goal in front of a crowd, Team BDS. So I'm sure that will change at Worlds. But I mean, I'm absolutely overjoyed for you guys. I
Yeah.
mean, you've been watching these players, this region, since the beginning,
been
right?
watching
And it's
them
come
beat
so
him,
far.
so-
Yeah, it's a massive day, and it was just, I don't know, I just had so much fun. It's just great to see Pioneers get the dub.
It was also being here with you, and I just realized something, Cole. Or backwards is bro. Let's go down to the interview desk to the bro ACES, where they're going to talk with KCP.
Yummy's been saying that all week. It's getting old, okay? It's getting old. Anyways, we are here at the Oasis, Orban Subi. We're standing here with the Pioneers, who just beat BDS. We feeling good?
Pretty good. No.
Pretty good normal day. Walk us through that game from start to finish. Yeah, walk us through it.
Well, I mean, we knew going into it, like, all the pressure's really, like, on them. Like, they expected to win this event. Like, they're best team in Europe, won major events in, like, Europe, came here. They're straight into the lows. You knew all the pressure was on them, so we just knew we had to play confident, put a bit of pressure on them, and just let them panic, and, yeah, got the job done.
You know,
yeah, go ahead.
And from a spectator's view, I don't know if you guys saw it on the field, but it looked like BDS had no third line out there. Like, they had, like, 2 players playing forward, and I don't know where their third man was. Did you guys kind of see that out there and you were capitalizing on it? Because there were so many goals where you just cleared the ball downfield and it was an open net.
That's just how they play all the time. Like, even last time we played them, and we just know that they don't like to defend. They just like to attack. So we just knew if we could get some good clears over their heads, we could just get some quick free goals off them.
So is it almost like, okay, let's weather the storm. We know they're going to have some offense, and then we'll have a chance to break out, but we've got to capitalize on those?
Yeah. I mean, we just, basically. I don't know.
I mean, you guys were getting hype. Obviously, there's no crowd here yet, but there's enough people to make some noise for sure. People were screaming, shouting, doing the thing. I'm really excited for Saturday and Sunday to see how that's going to shape up. But once you hit, I think, it was the first goal in Game 3, right? That quick goal. Was that what solidified it for you guys that, like, this is happening?
Honestly, the whole time, like, I personally thought we had it in the bag because they were just playing. I don't think they were playing at their best, and they just didn't have any pressure over us at all. So any goal that went in, it was like, we're just in full control of the game. So probably from like Game 2, I was feeling really confident.
All right, so what's happening now? All right, for the rest of the day, are you guys gonna stick around, watch the last series we got going on? Is it back to practice? Is it celebrating? I don't know. What is it?
Definitely a bit of celebrating. I'd say we're gonna stick around. We're gonna watch all the other matches and just celebrate with everyone for sure. But we do gotta practice. We got probably a tougher match tomorrow in Moist. So if we win that, we can play in front of a crowd. So
what's up?
It's gonna be a big
Anyways,
win for us,
so BDS just got swept out of the entire tournament, completely going 0-6
as far as like the emotions go.
by Pioneers,
100%.
sweeping
Nothing
them,
will come close to this.
and Secret as well.
Nothing will ever come close to this.
What about winning in Dallas?
Yeah, that might compete with it. That might compete. But yeah, for now, this is by far the best moment of all our careers by a mile.
Love to hear it.
Absolutely. And just, again, massive congratulations to you guys. Probably the biggest upset of the tournament, but you guys are looking on fire. And I don't think anyone's going to count you out anymore. You guys are looking so good out there. But for us, that's all we've got with the Pioneers right now. But don't go anywhere. We've got one more match for the day. It's going to be Endpoint going up against Optic Gaming.
We've all been here before. We've all been here before.
The World Championship is where the greats become legendary.
fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it. Focused, but you gotta be focused. Make or break, it's the last goodbye they remember you for. They're calling your name, go and take what's yours. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment. Rise up, you give it all that you got and you rise up. All the stories that tell about the champion who came from the crown. Are you ready to carry it now? Going full speed, never stop, never quit. You're the only one you got to convince that nothing's too far out of your reach. 'Cause all you are is what you believe. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment.
In the supreme upset of the tournament, favorite to win it all has
Get us
been
back on
knocked
camera.
out without winning a single game, now on a 9-game losing streak at LAN. We have a crestfallen Gregan and a mind-blown house, the loudest the Copper Box has been so far this weekend.
It was awesome. We were in the crowd with the Pioneers family, and they were going crazy. We were all going crazy. Arsenal was the loudest person out there. He was going crazy.
They were meant to be the chosen one. They were meant to be our winners.
Show him what he brought you.
Yeah, I mean, Europe right now, in shambles, Bates.
Yeah.
It is in shambles. And now, finally, I know Gregan and his EU first pre-show, they cursed me. I had to pick a team. But now, I don't have no contractual obligation.
They're gone.
Toodaloo! And now I'm back to being Bates. And you already know what that means. It's going to be nothing but great Rockly from here on out and great predictions by me. But we got to say something. KC Pioneers.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
My goodness, did they ball out.
Backs against the wall. They needed to win this to make the World Championship, and it's the hardest road, right? Or at least we thought it would be the hardest road.
It's the
And they
easiest
made
road,
it look
apparently.
easy.
Easiest.
They made it look easy.
BDS has now run a game on land in their last 3 series. 0 for 9. 0 for 9.
And we thought the mentality was going to be a problem. I mean, it continued. And you could see the heads was completely down. And them boys at Pioneers, they made it a mission to embarrass them. Look at them screaming. The passion was there. I'm so proud of them boys.
They look so good as well. Like, the goals they were scoring were genuinely impressive, and the creativity they had on the ball, that's the big thing I've been worried about with BDS. They're not being creative on the ball. They're wasting the ball. They're wasting touches. They're looking like a team who's hard-tilted, hard-frustrated.
Yep.
So whatever problems they got there, let's hope they fix those coming into Worlds.
Yep, and then BDS in particular, the chemistry was off, especially in that game. They had game 3 in the last 2 minutes or so. They had the pressure. They had plenty of opportunities, but it was double commits, uncharacteristic mistakes by BDS. There was one time where Monkey Man went up high, double commit with Seiko. Monkey Man had a double committed with extra, and nobody started following. That continued on, and KC just took the momentum and took it all away, and now they're at the World Championship, right, Gabe?
Yes, they are. Pioneers will be there. which does not knock out Power. I want to make that clear just yet. Right now, we know Renegades and Pioneers will go for OC. Like, if we want to throw up the bracket, we can throw up the bracket and talk about it a bit because Power wanted Pioneers to lose. Power would have clinched a World Championship spot, but they're still alive. But Pioneers got to make a top 4 run. Pioneers make a top 4 run. OC number 1 will make main event, which would be Pioneers, and then Power would get into the World Championship. So now they are their biggest fans, Greg.
And on that note, all of the OCE teams have kind of been cheering on the opposition beating the other OCE teams to try and guarantee their spot. But fair play to Power. They were on the sideline there cheering on the Pioneer guys. They're the first on to congratulate them. They were excited to see OCE doing well, even though that result would likely knock them out of World's contention.
Still standing together there, and OCE Day is not an entire funeral. One massive victory here as Pioneers advance. Their reward is they get to play Moist tomorrow. Good luck with that, but we'll see.
Hey,
Who knows? At this point, they beat BDS. We got one more unresolved lower round 1 match there. Endpoint versus Optic will round out our day. Both these teams we have seen perform so far at this event. With how do you feel about the results from these teams, Greg?
I think Optic Gaming, there wasn't a huge amount of expectation for them, which is a good thing for them. They can come in and they can relax and try and play their game. They look solid, but they didn't look like a team that could go on a big run. And I think the same is true of Endpoint. Both of them not looking as strong as we know they can play, and they've really got to step up to a whole new level with the quality of teams at this event.
Yes, and I agree with that completely.
My mic was muted this whole time. Anyways, you want to know, Pioneers just swept BES. So, isn't that crazy?
And Archie here. Dragon, you predicted that all the English
BDS got
players would
swept
make it till
by KC Pioneers of all people, the Australian team, and now we're going into the final match.
Yeah, Endpoint is the toughest of
Endpoint
the
versus
English
Optic.
players to make it. I think Metzonoris, he wants to make it back to that crowd, get his name chanted again. But I do believe Endpoint have another gear that they didn't show on day 1. They got those jitters out the way, and they can try and step up to that level today. And it's really relating Wave. There's always the question mark around this team's mentality. When he's feeling good and enjoying himself, he looks like one of the best players in the European region. When he's not, we start to question where his role is in that team.
Right. Go ahead. Right, and with Wave in particular, I know he's a really solid player, but I think more so it goes a little bit towards Archie. I saw Archie walking around. He looked really cool and collected. He's even on his phone right now. I don't even know if he's phased about this whole entire matchup. And I asked him in particular, I think a lot of people put Wave, Archie, and Mist in that top 3 players going into this matchup. And Archie said, I'm better than Mist. Simple and plain. So I'm really looking for that matchup in particular, Raul.
Wait, what did you just say?
Archie said he's better than Mist.
Oh,
Oh,
but what do you
Archie
think?
said it. I thought
Oh,
you
yeah,
said it.
I was about to say. Hold on, base. Hold on. But yeah, I do agree. Archie is confident in himself. He does think he's better than Mist. I think everybody's gonna have their eyes on Archie. He's off the ceiling half the
So,
time.
crazy tournament we've had in total so far.
These people brought multiple jerseys to play in this event. They're so ready for this.
They're not matching.
See clips there wearing one too. But on the other side of the pitch, also bringing new jerseys.
Upset.
Rebranded. First time we're seeing
Upset.
Optic playing in this event, Gibbs.
Yeah, we got Optic Gaming.
Crazy.
Both these teams are very much alike because both rosters lost their best player, I think a lot of people would say. Like, Atomic is now off Optic, and obviously we saw what he could do at Winter Major. We all know Bates was talking about that a lot. But Optic Gaming coming in now. Drees is here, and he hasn't been the answer yet. Like, they barely made it here, but they want to make some noise now.
I mean, Turbo in the background as well, overlooking this team. I wonder what the dynamic is right now. This team has gone through some struggles recently. We've all been seeing a bit of illness and some uncertainties of what the starting roster was going to be. It was Turbo who was potentially going to need to sub in for Drees. Looks like they've gone with the original starting roster they started the spring split with. And Turbo is going to be supporting from behind.
And it's really interesting that Turbo is supporting from behind because when you have a roster that they could swap out the coach for the player and vice versa, it provides a little bit of uncertainty because now the starters aren't necessarily content and they don't know that if their spot on the roster is certain for them. And when that pressure rises, you might even see a swap maybe in this series perhaps that really leads to a change in series.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. I'm actually like secure that like Turbo being back there doesn't like feel right in my head, and I think that like if they do struggle, it's up to Alu to even like replace somebody. He was the coach of the team at the beginning, and I think it's his job to replace somebody if need be.
Last time we saw him on LAN, he was called LAN Lucian. Drees was considered one of the top performers on LAN when he was playing for G2 at the full major. So both of them have that potential to pop off in the LAN environment. But the question is, can they do it together?
Well, Endpoint versus Optic Gaming. The players are ready to go. They had some words for each other before the match.
Let me
I think we'll win against Endpoint because I think we're by far the better team. I think we play a lot faster than them, which is already one of their weaknesses.
Optic's weakness is their offense and their ability to play together. They're a good team, but we can outplay everyone with our team ability and our compatibility as a whole.
You know, just playing fast, just outpace them, disrupt them. I think that's how we'll win.
I'd like to say good luck to Optic. I think they're good, but I think we'll beat them.
Endpoint, good luck.
Respect, but also confidence from both sides. Very confident that they can take the victory here, which means we need to know who you guys think is going to win. Take your votes out in chat. Hashtag END, hashtag OG, depending on which sides you fall on this match. We'll just go straight down the line here, starting with you, Roll Diz. Predictions, Endpoint or Envy?
I'm going to keep
Optic.
it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to keep it super simple. Love missed on the other side, but I really think it is a 1v3 right now at the moment for that team. Endpoint, on the other hand, you saw Relating Wave just talk about the compatibility and their synergy as a complete roster. And we all know my eyes specifically on Archie and his gameplay, and I got Endpoint taking this.
I disagree with Archie. Messi is clearly the better player. And I've been waiting to say this my whole entire life. Optic Gaming! I got to come away in a W right here against Endpoint. We're going to move along, OG. Let's go!
EU's really in danger of only having 2 teams in that main event, which is going to knock out a lot of World Championship hopefuls, and I think it continues here. I'm going to go Optic Game, and I feel like Europe is not looking good throughout this event.
Greenwall.
So we're going
Come
Optic.
on, Greenwall! See, when we're making predictions here, as you all know at home, we try and make the best predictions because we know who we want to win, we know who we think's going to win, and I genuinely believe that Endpoint are going to win, but my heart tells me other things, and something's pulling me the other way.
Pull him, Greenwall, pull him! Tell me why. Tell me why they're going to win.
Because I drew this card earlier. That's all you got.
Give him Optic Gaming. Give me Optic Gaming, too. I'm rooting for a Carmine Corp Optic Gaming Blue Wall versus Green Wall battle, and the only way that can happen is if Optic wins this match right here, so I'm excited to see it. We got most of the desk going for Optic here.
Yes,
How
Optic.
did the people at home feel about this?
Let's go Optic.
Endpoint going to be the fan favorite by a narrow margin, though. What a world we live in here, folks. This is crazy. Let's get down to the pitch for the last of the day. Endpoint taking on Optic Gaming. One of the teams advancing to tomorrow. One of the teams going home. Endpoint in the blue. Optic in the orange. It's time to play some Rocket.
For years since Metsonoris played in this very building and created one of the most memorable moments in RLCS World Championship history, if he wants to continue here at the Copper Box Arena, he and Endpoint have to break down the green wall.
They have got the weight of Europe on their shoulders right now. They're hoping that they can pull it through against one of the newer orgs that we're seeing. No longer repping Envy as his stay stacks, as T-Bates kept blabbing on about it's the green wall, and they are here to be that barricade.
The question is, can they do it here, right? As Team Endpoint, even though they're in the lower bracket, they've definitely shown signs of life, and I'm expecting them to pull on a show here. You already see Archie just cutting through the Optic defense as this ball's in the corner, play out, and that might be an open net. Shot will go through, and it'll be Drees with the first goal for Optic.
Taking it away to kick us off.
What's up?
That man where question marks have
Currently in the last series of the day, Optic Gaming versus Endpoint.
North America continue their journey.
This might be the first,
Not many goals
or
for Optic in their
unlike all the other ones,
today.
possibly sweep,
Not many goals for
sweep,
Endpoint either,
sweep,
to be
sweep,
honest. See if both these teams can break out
or an
of
actual match.
offensive
So
slump.
we'll see.
Somebody other than Mist has to show up for Optic. So far, Drees, the early goal, the assist to Illusion. And Alu on his way back to let Mist take over. Drees to his right. Drees lobbing one up for Alu, and Archie's right there for the clear.
We're hearing a lot about Endpoint really backing their cohesion, saying that they are the team where the teamwork is what makes that dream work. But this may well turn into a nightmare for them if Optic keep passing, keep finding each other as they have done. The defense, though, for Endpoint being stretched thinner and thinner with every play.
Some of those offensive plays have looked really well, but I've seen Archie cut through defenses as he tried to get a play right there. Metza will play it high off the back wall, and Drees will be there in time. Even with some of the strong offensive pushes we've seen from Optic Gaming, Endpoint have struck back just as hard on the counterattack.
What's that? What was that?
Archie and Relating Wave trying to not quite win in their own backyard.
Yeah, I feel like I had him miss. He goes for like 400,000 double taps.
From the Copperbox Arena as Mist will
And
try
like
to
they
set up
all look
one
so
for
clean
Alu.
too.
And Drees coming in from midfield. He got beat by a mile by Relating Wave. Metsenoris, the only player yet to score at the Spring Major, could not convert there.
A fantastic opportunity as well. Just had to send it past that last keeper as the pass came in. But in the end, he
Bit of a
comes
mess
in
up,
with his
or a mess up from
inaugural
Optic.
goal here in the lowers.
You see the speed.
Breeze
I
and
mean, first of all, the control there, great
had a
50,
mess up.
and
Miss.
Metsenoris finally getting involved on the scoring, like you guys said. The amount of just accuracy on that ball and the pace that Endpoint had on that attack. That's the reason why we're all tied up.
With, may I say, one of the most beautiful goal explosions that we have seen recently added to the game. Imagine seeing that,
This guy.
seeing the shill. Mate, I can't. No, it's Endpoint.
He's more biased than me on an NRG cast. My God.
I don't
It's going to be a
think
long
that's
Oh,
possible.
but look at that. It's Alu with the strike. Top right corner to give Optic the lead.
Endpoint again having to play from behind as Optic don't let him celebrate equalizing for very long. Still over half the game to go. But Optic much more in sync offensively than they were yesterday. Not really much of a surprise. They're going to have those opportunities here in this matchup as Mist thought about it but realized Archie had him beaten. Here comes Endpoint quickly downfield.
More pressure. This one gets sent over to the side. You see Archie just kind of struggling there. Good touch from Wave. But of course, Miss, lots of eyes are going to be on Miss today. Was huge for Optic's success, even though they ended up dropping to the lower bracket. When they did show signs of life, it was mainly behind the curtains of Miss. Can he keep up that performance here? They're holding on to the lead right now, but you can see Endpoint. They're looking for a way in.
Endpoint is not a team that has had a lot of success playing from behind in this spring split. Ever since adding Archie, they've had a lot of their success when they score early and often. Metsenoris dumps one back in. Archie's there. Relating Wave coming in. Three-man play on the works. This will drop down. Metza was there, but Drees a little bit faster. Now he'll throw under the backboard. Archie can't get up there, and Miss could not score either. Golden opportunity missed there by Optic, but they do score. Nobody got a hand up.
Endpoint, where are you existing right now? That is Optic smothering the entire blue half. Whilst there was nobody from Endpoint, Drees can rotate in nice and freely, can get the tap over the line, clearing Optic by 2 goals with only 2 minutes left as it makes it a bit more nerve-wracking because you only have 5 games maximum to win here.
And you've seen Endpoint really, show a lot of speed and good control on the ball when they're on offense, so it's a shame that they end up, having that defensive misplay on their own back end. They really got to get things together here, just try to figure out what Optic are doing and get more involved in the front. Look at this, Relating Wave. There's a shot into the top left corner. Wave brings this within 1.
Relating Wave trying to smash down that brain wall, Metza to the ceiling.
Optic
and
currently
as
will
he
lead, but
descends, he
Endpoint
is
trying to
there
come
send it right
close
back
behind.
behind Allen.
We wondered if Metsenoris would get a little bit of help after that early goal. He gets his first. He gets the assist there as well as Relating Wave gets in on the act. And now Alu over Metza. Archie's got to race back, and he does clear off the backboard. Drees not able to center, and Metza waiting to see what Mist does. And he just could not keep up with the play. Here goes Mist, numbers advantage. Drees to his right, and Relating Wave swats it away. No follow-up as that goes harmlessly to the corner, but a big demo there by Alu. Taking out Archie, going for the corner boost, trying to pinch in front. And Relating Wave, big muscular defensive effort there to stop Optic from adding to their advantage again. And Archie with a save that keeps Endpoint alive here in game 1.
You're seeing a lot of offense come out here from Drees and Alu. Again, they were very, very quiet last time we saw Optic play. Now it seems like not only are they coming alive, but we're starting to see glimpses of, I'd say, fall major Alu here on display, and that could be a very dangerous position if you're Endpoint. You want to be able to kind of control this, kind of go back to what people were saying, like this may be a 1v3 here. No, it looks like everybody has shown up in game 1.
Optic, such an interesting roster, and Alu's there to get the 1-2. The third will not be his.
Dude.
But Mist is able
Alu.
to secure, and again,
Crazy.
that rotation's so close. Just the trust in Alu to get that
No
past
wonder he's
every
going
defender. The double
fourth
flip
place in the
reset,
fall major.
and Mist in those opportunities can send it bottom corner. Clear by 2, looking like game 1 goes the way of North America.
Unless we have some kind of Mickey Mouse kickoffs here out of Optic. We've seen that's been a big point of emphasis with our LCS teams lately and how not to do kickoffs, but Optic keeps Endpoint off the board. You saw they pushed forward, and Optic picked them apart.
Oh man, look at this. Beautiful work here for Drees. Gets the flip reset, pops it over Archie, and Miss with the follow-up. It just looks so fluid here for Octa Gaming.
He absolutely flung that towards the net and says, I've done my part, you do the rest, mate. Sink it, get us 3 lead. 10 seconds remaining. Optic Gaming, relating way before the game started, said they don't have it. They don't have that cohesion. They are not the better team. Relating Wave, you may well be wrong, and if that continues, Europe is in a very tough spot, not just in this series, there is so much riding on it. If Optic end up winning, that means that the EU 4th seed, i.e. Evil Geniuses, they will not be going to Worlds. There are so many implications in the series. It also means that Moist, they will be clinching that Worlds main event, which is a win for Europe, so we're currently at 1-all in that. Otherwise, Dignitas, if there's an Optic win, will no longer make that Worlds main event. They will fall to the wild card. There is everything on the line
That is
here
crazy.
for North America, not just in this tournament, but going forward to Dallas.
We saw Metanora's first goal of the spring major. They're going to need a lot more out of him to slow
I didn't know that's
down
how that worked. I didn't know
as
you can get knocked out of
Solution
that. I thought that
and
was
Optic
that was like the auto
roared
confirms.
back with a vengeance. After
And I
that
thought
game
the
was
wild
tied up
card
5-2,
was
the dub
you can be
being
knocked out of the
game
wild card,
number
or
1. And now
you
the
made
key
wild
for
card,
Optic
but you're
is
not
keep their
confirmed
foot
to stay
on the
there.
gas. They cannot let up. They cannot relent here and let Endpoint get any semblance of breath or any kind of foothold in this series, because we know as well as anybody, Endpoint, once they get the ball rolling, it is tough to stop that snowball.
Yeah, I mean, when we've seen, Archie especially, right? He's the big factor here.
Yep.
Coming in to this split, he replaced Seiko on Endpoint, and now he's looking to make sure that that was an impact decision that works out in that team's favor. We've seen signs of life from Endpoint with Archie, but he also needs everybody else behind him as well. We've seen it like we saw in the game 1. Metanor stepping up, Relating Wave getting involved. Just like Optic need to be cohesive as a team. Endpoint is pretty much the same thing with them as well.
He's the one man that everyone said could replace Seiko, and sure, they've done well to get here. You need to close it out. BDS did well to get here. They couldn't close it out. Moisture in the lowers as well. Europe, we're molding. We need some good news. And Aquanome may well be the place where we see Endpoint even it up, but they need a bigger performance than we saw in game number 1.
Oh, Drees, good infield pass to Illusion, and he almost tucked that in on the top side. Mist will follow it
Optic
up,
starting
and
off
Optic took the
early.
lead early.
Do you see the work here? The pass mid. Drees tried to do it all himself, but missed there to get the follow-up. That Optic pressure to start things off. They are feeling it as a team.
The cameras showing them laughing, showing them smiling, missing that bottom camera, listening to the other two, having a good time. The vibes are there. Optic, they're clicking
Optic stole
together.
that,
How do you
boost.
shut that down when you've got someone on the backboard out of nowhere? You have to what? Just pretend that you're able to get in the way of that ball? Alu again going for the shot, sent to the backboard. This is time and time again. The pressure, the attack, the close shadowing for Optic is a blight on Endpoint.
And I'm saying wow because that turn from Alu was just so quick. We just saw him rotate out, and I mean that aggressiveness and confidence is so important to see from this team. They're showing offense that I don't think we've seen for a while, but they got to be careful on defense there.
Like
You
I'm
see
about rough
Endpoint,
on
they're looking to try to set something up there. Archie trying to leave it for Wave. Wave has the flip, but the touch is a little off, and the ball going to them.
I mean, $1 million move, but a 10-cent finish. They could not actually put the ball anywhere on target. Everything's up to the backboard. It looked like a Harlem Globetrotters layup line. And now Mist, his shot.
Dude, oh my god, bro.
Doubles the lead.
Sometimes the simplest solution is the one you need to do, and Mist sees it hits the ground, and that man just hits it hard.
Off the crossbar and in. Beautiful setup. Great shot. Like you said, you don't need to do anything flashy here. And I think Optic recognized that. They just have to play their game. It's working out so far.
Aleutian not directly involved in that play, but he's had his fingerprints all over a lot for Optic Gaming here. Metanoris on target this time, but missed with the save, and Alu will try and spring Drees downfield, but that's a good ball played by Relating Wave, and Archie to find Metanoris. You know, the longevity of Metanoris and Aleutian in their career has been incredible. Archie will get one back for Endpoint with 3 minutes left.
I thought Metza absolutely screwed that play up, to be completely honest. They got one touch, the second touch, none of them really on target, and Archie comes in, sweeps it to show them how it's
Alright.
Endpoint getting a goal on Aqueduct.
Yeah, they get
Endpoint
one here, and you gotta
split
think
in
they got
half.
3 goals in the first couple of minutes. Endpoint, it does seem like they're
They
starting to
get their
settle
2-goal
in
lead
here,
back.
but
Looks
it's
like they're
also
about to.
on the other side of things for them.
Not
They
quite.
haven't really found an answer to Optic's offense. They've just had a good counterattack of their own. Need to see a little bit more from them if they want to get back into this game.
Some incredibly confident pre-jumps coming out from Optic as well. They have the read on Endpoint. It's like they just know what they're going to do.
They got him
Mind
downloaded.
reading. They do. They really do.
This goes out to the wing and relating wave, looking for Archie, instead finding Illusion. And now Dries will try and show him how it's done. Got missed way in the air, but he won't follow it up. He had no boost. Dries will try and keep this alive. He got nudged off the play, but can still stay with it. His shot's high and wide, and still sent back by Metza.
Got to be really careful here. If you're Endpoint, Optic are knocking at the door. They've been very close on some of these drives. But as we're at the halfway point of this game, still a 1-goal lead for Optic. Miss trying to make that 2 as that goes off the ceiling. Dries with the speed test, but a little bit too slow. And you see again Alu trying to keep things in for Optic.
The boost game has been critical for Optic so far in this series. Endpoint in this game in particular, a lot of zeros up there in the top left. They had a couple there as well, and now Archie can just clear this out, and that will be a big reprieve for Endpoint as they can maybe finally get some boost if Archie can find any.
Archie finding the simplest solution there, sees the ball, absolutely smacks it back to the orange half, wants none of that nonsense in the blue side. Again, on that backboard.
What's up? Anyways, we're in game 2 of the last series of the day. Optic Endpoint, and Optic's currently winning. So, yeah.
And look at this. The team play, the level of trust here on a play like this. You see Dries with the touch out, doesn't try to go for anything else because he knows Miss is in the air. The follow-up, extremely quick. Optic, super effective on the offensive drive. And, I mean, I feel just about as stunned as Endpoint right now with what I'm seeing.
Got the 2-goal lead
30,
back.
and Optic are up by 2.
Goes to something like 3 goals in the entire series yesterday, and they've got a bucket full. Now, as Optic continues to run up the score, relating wave can't connect. And now Archie through the corner, got one on target as he slipped behind the defense.
Cut the lead
Endpoint
down.
back within 1, just over a minute to go.
So,
Goal explosion, potentially a ray of sunshine for Endpoint.
I wanted
and
to end
European
this
fans
lead.
as a whole. The quick turn in the corner
Sweet.
sends it
Can't speak.
directly towards the net. It is something that Endpoint need. With a minute remaining, Optic still leading by a game and a goal, I suppose.
Because there's been no competition today. Even against like this teams that.
What do you do when the team that you thought you had figured out comes out with something you've never seen before? That's the question Endpoint are trying to ask in the final minute. As time ticks down, they need to create some of their own opportunities. As they're looking to keep that pressure, you see that shot out. It's a good save by Dries.
But why was the pass not there? Metza was completely unmarked. He could have hit that towards him, got a shot off, made it a bit more threatening, but no, he goes for a simple shot. Sometimes you do need to be a bit more creative, especially against this Optic.
That's the Norris, good win there to keep that ball available, but Dries and missed. Better just by a small margin on the defensive effort. Relating wave got to start from his own back line now with just over 20 seconds. Had a good play made at midfield. Now Metza coming on, beaten by Dries again. Dries has stepped up in a big way defensively now. 15 seconds left. Miss trying to power one through. Metza Norris doesn't have any options. Final 10 seconds. Miss looking for the dagger in game 2. He'll throw another up to the backboard. Another time-wasting effort. And it might just work out. Metza, Archie, somebody's got to take charge. And now relating wave, it's all desperation for Endpoint with no time on the clock. And Metza doing all he can. He's at least given them a chance. Archie at midfield. Got to get this to the side with nothing in the tank. And that's been the bane of Endpoint this entire game. Not enough boost to do anything at all. And they fall by 1 in game 2.
Optic rotating and quite frankly being very greedy hippos, stealing all of the boost pads around the pitch, removing any abilities for Endpoint. The amount of times, if the camera was on, I was like crouching down being like, what are you doing, Endpoint? Why aren't you going for that ball? It's because you look, top left, there's nothing. And the defeat on their faces is something that we do not see from Endpoint very often. Typically, you know, they might take a timeout, they might be able to work past it, but you do not get that luxury when you're in these best of 5s. And the vibes on Optic are, in a word, immaculate.
I mean, when you look at Endpoint here, they're definitely going to have to lean on Eclipse because I think that they did have a set play style kind of figured out based on what we've seen from Optic over the course of this tournament, but Optic have clearly figured out something that works well for them. Now, when you look at things going into this game 3, Endpoint's backs are against the wall. They're going to really need to come together because you are right. There are things that we've seen from Endpoint when they're on the offensive end that are just very questionable. Sometimes they have the ball. You're wondering, okay, why is this pass not here? Sometimes if you see double commits on the back end on defense, it just feels like they're not working together. It's just they are so stunned that they're losing to Optic that it's making them make some questionable decisions.
Literally relating Wave's talking point was we have the cohesion, we have the team play, and yet Stacks, we're just not seeing that. Optic shutting it down so effectively, and Optic, they're about to ruin many European lives here if they secure the dub.
Oh boy.
Well, Archie, Lucas, and Otto have to figure something out here. Endpoint on to their last life on DFH. As Relating Wave got one out to Metsonoris, and he can't move any further downfield. He was on his way back, so Archie's got to take charge. Trying to get around Alu. Not happening. And that's just been another theme. Not much has changed from game 1 to game 2, and now
except for that car.
the early stage of game 3. Well, new car. We'll see if it's a different result in the grand scheme of things. Nothing netward for Endpoint.
Mets have played very well in that car previously. I remember him hitting a couple of clips. Hopefully he's going to be able to, and they won't lose the series, and he won't be hitting Eclipse.
Yeah, hopefully so. We'll say that much. Right now, they're trying to get things under control here. Endpoint start off with some decent offensive pressure. You see Meta off the ceiling. He's got 0 boost, so that ball will end up going away from him. And now we'll see Relating Wave trying to pick this one up. But again, Optic in that midfield, looking for an infield pass towards each other. I will say, for the start of this game 3, it's been fairly quiet for Optic. It seems like they're just letting Endpoint bring the ball to them, and then they try to play the counterattack. There's a shot there, and it's Alu with the first goal of game 3.
The counter-attack, so effective every time we see Optic do it. They wait for their moment. They're sitting in the cave, striking like a moray eel, and Optic are the team that are able to shut Endpoint down time and time again. And Endpoint behind, it just is not going their way.
All 3 games, Optic has scored first and very early on. Archie trying to make that save. They're running along the back wall. He didn't have any boost, and nobody had anything to work with here.
What's up?
Will score with a little bit of interference downfield.
Game 3, Optic currently 2-0 up in the game, and this could go with the 4th out of 4 series. The 4, I don't understand. That means today, if Optic win this, 4 out of 4 games
And at the right time, too.
will be sweeps.
What we're witnessing from this Optic Gaming squad is what you kind of always wanted to see. Everybody playing to their strengths. You almost saw another goal there from Alu, just barely off target. Now, for Endpoint, as 2 demos happen, they have a lot that they have to try to get in control, and not a lot of time left. They're down by 2 in the series. There's 3 minutes left in this game. They need something quickly if they want to even think about a reverse sweep.
So often we talk about European teams having that home field advantage the same way we talk about NA on North American soil. That has not been the case. Here at the Spring Major, Relating Wave trying to change the momentum. Now Archie lining one up, and Alu with the save there. Metza hard out of the corner, but it's Dries. Downfield all alone. Relating Wave just barely got there to keep Endpoint
What a
within
save.
2.
Oh man, you should see Stumpy
Anybody
right
home?
now.
Yes, there is.
Stumpy is having a hard time.
I'm happy and I love this series. This is great, and I'm having a good day.
Listen, what we're looking at right now, I mean, when you see Endpoint on the offensive press, I mean, it just feels like, okay, something you would just expect to be a shot. They take it into the air, and it feels like they want to try to do a little bit more, maybe, you know, show off the mechanics. They just honestly just need to put pressure on and keep accurate offensive shots on. Not too much more to try to just get past the Optic defense, but I feel like they're taking away they're taking too much time. They need the offensive press as that one goes all the way downfield. There was a dunk there by Miss, but
that would have went. That would have been clean shot.
Dissolves in the corner.
The side-by-side comparison of Bates and Stumpy right now would be comedic gold, as Dries got bumped away from the play there by Archie just a little bit, but still stays around, and Miss just beaten out by Archie, who's putting in a lot of effort now, trying to get Endpoint back from the dead.
The final 90 seconds, Endpoint needing something to materialize. They need to draw up a plan, and they need to stick to it religiously. devastating ball flying in front of the net, but now Archie in the corner. Not too much boost, does find Relating Wave with 50 going midfield. Boostwood, but Archie, as it bounces midfield, isn't able to get to it. Can Dree slip in? Not quite. Archie to intercept. That's nice. The interception is finally going the way of Endpoint because Optic have been so aggressive. They've shut down everything. They have been a nuisance. Metza trying to be a nuisance this time. The bumps, the demos, anything in the final 60 seconds. This is do or die.
Oh, that's a good one there, though, from Archie. And again, they just can't spring anybody downfield, Daz. It's just time and time again. Optic are so much faster in midfield, and they almost put it away there.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, you can kind of tell just from how the pace of play is looking. Optic have everything going for them, but when you look at Endpoint, it just feels like they're playing catch-up. Everything seems rushed, out of control. Look, they're 50ing each other on the sidewall. They need, again, just more cohesion there as a team. Some of these bounces that they just can't read, and with 30 seconds remaining, they only have so many drives left. Mets are trying to get it here, and it does with the flip reset. There's still a chance for Endpoint.
Finally, something goes Endpoint's way, and it is Metza in the Gordy Mobile. Alu isn't able to get a save away from it. There's 24 seconds. Endpoint. All of those blue fans need a chance. They need that hope, and that is the ray of sunshine. Metza in the corner. Can he continue his God's work?
Oh, he's been the guy, but now Relating Wave has to make another miraculous save, and he does.
Relating Wave is
15
popping off the
seconds
saves.
left. Drees watches Metza go by. Opportunity. Archie turns away, and Relating Wave could only get a demo. 5 seconds left. Drees for miss.
My goodness!
And another European team meets its endpoint.
Oh my gosh.
We did all that for that?
In a sweep, Optic Gaming send Endpoint home.
At least they've not got far to go.
Well, 2 of them.
Unbelievable. That is an Optic that we truly have not seen.
No, we haven't.
They look like such a cohesive team. Whereas Endpoint, on the other side of things, were not playing to their standard. Nobody in Europe has played anywhere near their standard. North America absolutely stepping up. Before this weekend started, we had so many questions about Optic in particular. Why is Turbo not playing? What is happening? Why did Drees arriving late? Illnesses plaguing them throughout the season. Maybe that was the only reason. Maybe that is why we only saw them come in as one of the lower seeds. But they've done it. Optic Gaming, phenomenal.
And Turbo definitely, I talked to him earlier on today and yesterday. He was ready to play. He wanted to play. It seemed like, hey, if they make the call, I'm there. We know that we've seen him in the practice room early on some days. But that being said, I think we're very confident in the roster that they put on the field. And my goodness, that they show it. And now, like you said, I mean, this matchup, if they won, had so many implications, and they have one. So,
Evil Geniuses no longer going to Worlds.
Yep.
Sorry, lads. That also means that Moist Esports have clinched the world's main event and Dignitas. They are not going to be in the world's main event. They are heading to the wild card. Optic playing spoiler to the entire continent.
Yeah, I think maybe the most important scenario is Optic Gaming advances into another day here at the Spring Major when things looked so bleak for them after their series yesterday.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a brand new Optic has arrived here, the green wall in full force, just trying to get to the days with the crowd because we know Optics fans, they may not know anything about their Rocket League team yet, but they will show up, and I think that's what this whole team is kind of banking on.
I agree. I think, especially with seeing their performance on the field today, I think even if they don't know, they're quickly finding out.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the players that are representing Optic on the roster are quite the ones to cheer for as well. They put on a show today, so we'll see if they can make it to the crowd.
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with Optic. There have been, even when, where they were Envy, etc., there was so many question marks. Why just couldn't they make it work? With that roster, why was it just not clicking? And now on LAN, the 3-0 over Endpoint in the lowers, completing the slew of 3-0s that we have in our lower round one.
How many teams are left in the bracket? I'm just trying to...
I'm trying to think. Are there any at this point?
Actually, how? 2? Is it 2? Oh, it's 2!
I'm sorry.
Woof.
I want to go home.
You are home.
You kind of are home. You know who else is home? Our boys down at the Oasis are home. Our boys at the desk are home. Everybody's just kind of waiting. Just get our ugly mugs off the screen. Let Stumpy go grieve in peace.
Stumpy, you're already home. You can't go anywhere. You're here for all this. We're here back at the Oasis, Orb and Subi, standing here with Optic Gaming. Yesterday went the way it went. Today, you guys looked a lot more comfortable. Is there something especially that clicked here?
I think it took us like a series to warm up and click, but yeah, I think that's
So you guys are fully warmed up now, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I mean, you guys obviously didn't perform well yesterday. I think you guys had much higher expectations, but backs against the wall, I think that's when you guys perform best. It's kind of like, okay, time to get to business. But did you guys have that confidence that you were going to take down Endpoint in a sweep, or were you concerned that they could take you guys out?
After the Moist loss, we were pretty confident what we had to fix, and we talked about it. And coming to this match, we were really confident, especially against Endpoint, one of the weaker teams. So we were really confident going into it.
Now, Dries, listen, you got Turbo standing over your shoulders, guiding you. How much does that help to have his experience there?
I mean, Turbo did say to bump.
We got a laugh coming in for Turbo. Huh?
I mean, I'm just the hardest thing about me is just having. I don't know what pose I'm supposed to have as a coach. Like this or like this. I don't know.
Maybe come up with a new meta, new coach meta, new stance. I mean, maybe get a power stance, kind of something like this over your players' shoulders. Just, you know, you can do whatever you want. You're floor time.
Sorry, Dries. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh yeah, I mean, Turbo came in with the big calm saying to just bump Mets because you know he wasn't really aware of his surroundings, and it actually got us a couple goals. But yeah, I mean that was a huge calm. But I think he kept us cool, calm, and collected throughout the series.
I mean, you've been playing with the team now for quite some time. How do you feel like you guys are coming together and playing together? Is it improving every day?
I think, you know, we've only been playing together for a split, and I think we've improved faster than we thought and exceeded expectations, especially qualifying for the major. But yeah, I think we're playing good.
You know,
playing
back
good.
in the
Yes,
day,
they are.
and I don't want to bring it up. I'm sorry, Orb. He used to play for G2, but he got stolen away. But I don't know if you heard, I would always call, please, more Dries. I mean, I've been a fan of you since the start. I've been a believer since the beginning. What does it mean to have two players like this that just have the experience that can, you know, kind of follow your path and your mechanics and help you along?
I mean, you got double tap miss, and you got land Lucian. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Hey, and I love this whole time they've been laughing, giggling. I mean, this is just so much fun for these guys. It's so good to see that, like. Well, he's been kind of just chilling the whole time. He's like.
He's the mastermind.
The master. Oh, okay. So tell me, why are you the mastermind?
I have no idea what he's talking about. But we prepped well as a team, and we performed today, so that's all that matters.
So what's happening now, all right? You guys taking the day off? I asked the previous team that. Are you guys chilling now? Is it celebrating? What is it?
I think we're gonna chill for the rest of the night. Maybe go to team dinner, and then just prepare for tomorrow against Team Secret.
Love it. Big prep. Big prep.
I wanted him to feel like he was at a press conference, you know, with all the mics in his face. You ruined it. No, it's all good. But that's it here for day 2 down at the Oasis. I hope you guys like how much we've been watering down here. We're getting everything green
We
for you guys.
spared no expense, as you can tell. We got 3 plants.
It's growing. But today we sent home 4 teams. Luckily, you guys weren't one of them. You guys are continuing on. Tomorrow we're going to send home 4 more. You're going to want to make sure you're going to tune into it. But today's all wrapped up. So let's go back to the desk to put a nice bow on it.
Optic felt completely at home in the Oasis, given all of the green.
Yeah, green wall.
Yeah, green
You
wall,
have it
green
upside
plants.
down.
It's always it's.
And Gregan's a genius. Oh yeah,
sorry.
wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're still happy, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know which way his card is.
He's crying to the pain.
Oh yeah, it's Optic Gaming, right? Yeah.
Okay, but give me talk to me actually about this match from a Rocket League perspective. I mean, was this just a one-sided match? What happened with Endpoint?
You want me to break down a team playing as they can play and a team not playing as well as they should, and that's what's been happening a lot for the teams in this tournament. The ones who are getting knocked out are just not playing at the level we know they're capable of online, and that is so true of Endpoint there. The touches just weren't there, giving away the ball, rushing touches, being caught alone in defense a lot.
And that's 3 majors in a row now for Mets and RSN Wave that I felt like they did not compete at the level that we've seen through online regionals. So they're going to have to figure out something. They are going to the World Championship and even the main event, very likely, but we'll have to see. But Endpoint right now, not looking good, babe.
Tell us about how Optic Gaming played so well in that bait. So I really want to hear your breakdown.
Gregan, listen. Listen, I'm here to break it down. Let me take something that you said. We know they're not playing as well as they can, as well as they are capable of online. Reagan, this is land, baby. You gotta be a land boy. And there's a reason that Optic Gamer took a W. Where's the camera? You got Landlucian. That's number one. You got Duries. And then you got Double Tap Costello. And then on top of that, you got the Green Wall. And of course, Optic Gaming comes out on top. Greg and they're looking like straight onliners. It doesn't matter what seed you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody going home early, besides Casey.
Hey, look. One thing Europe is good at is having a good crowd. So at least we've got that on our
Let's
side.
go,
right, guys?
Europe! Let's go!
They're not really going to have anyone to cheer for, man. I kind of even believed in
Hey,
Wave when he told me.
Whoa. That's the difference between us and you guys is we cheer for everybody.
Oh, well, you're going to have to this time. 100%.
Because you don't have any option.
You're all going to be packing your bags.
I just love that you wrote Land Lucia in.
Yeah, put an
We're
emphasis
sticking with
on
that
the
one.
Landlucian!
And Let's look at the bracket, how things sit after 2 days of competition. We have knocked 4 teams out of Landon, and we're going to knock 4 more out tomorrow. The upper bracket still waits for action later than what we have coming up tomorrow. FaZe versus Furia, Team Secret versus Optic, Moist versus Pioneers, G2 versus Liquid. It's a lot of bangers here.
Yeah, disappointing series, though, for all 4 teams eliminated today. They didn't win a game this entire tournament. All 4 of them went 0-3-0-3, so that's unfortunate. And that includes teams like BDS, who were the favorites to win this whole thing, even though Bates would say otherwise. But we'll see the schedule for tomorrow. We got Moist and Pioneers, Optic Team, Secret, Furia, FaZe, Liquid, G2. These 4 matches are, if you win, you will play in front of that amazing crowd.
Who said in the schedule? Do you want to see me cry, potentially, if G2 loses? You must want me to walk out of this building.
Hey, it was liberating earlier having a little cry. When BDS were out, I just let it go on camera. It was great. Trust me.
It doesn't seem like you've
still
accepted
crying.
it yet because
It's important to embrace your feelings.
Tonight.
Let your
let it
emotions
out,
flow.
and I'll come back tomorrow, revitalizer. Some of these teams, we thought that was going to happen today, but unfortunately they didn't revitalize. And as you said, none of them winning a single game.